found, she will be the one to hunt it down. But Art tells her that he would do it. He then thinks about how the moment was strange, as the blackbird should be roaming around here at this time of the day. A fierce roar was heard in the forest, catching Art's attention. Above us, Art shouts as a huge blackbird appears from the sky. It crashes into the tree where they were, causing a huge explosion. Urk tells Art to get down, as she will be the one to hunt it down as they face off against the great blackbird. She then rushes towards the blackbird, shocking Art. She swings her massive sword towards the blackbird, but it deflects her attack with its black feathers. A chemical was then seen sizzling in the blackbird's mouth, which Art notices as an acid attack that he couldn't allow Urk to be hit by. He then casts his magic enhancement paralysis on his dagger and throws it towards the blackbird. It lands into the blackbird's throat, making it paralyzed. Seeing that the blackbird was paralyzed, Art exhales deeply and took a focused sword stance, and soon unsheathes his blade from its cover. With a simple dash and slash, Art slices the head off the blackbird. Urk was stunned to see this, as the blackbird's head falls to the ground. She calls out to Art, who asks her if she was okay, but Urk asked him what that sword technique was, as she couldn't even see the sword hidden. Art says it was no big deal, as he just casted his paralysis magic enhancement. Urk was shocked to hear that he could use such magic. She explains to him that there were only a handful of people that could do something like that.
Fuck.
But Art tells her that they needed to skin the bird for the feathers. Urk then shows a hesitant face, which caused Art to ask her what was wrong. She tells him that it was nothing, and took in a big gulp before stabbing the bird with her knife. Blood exploded all over her as Art stood in the back, shocked at what he was seeing. He then asks her if this was the reason why she was always covered in blood, to which Urk replies that he shouldn't telling anyone about this. Urk was then seen in the showering, washing herself with bubbles and soap all over her body. She then looks at the bucket filled with feathers and asked Art if they could really use these hard, black, filthy feathers for a bed. Art tells her to leave it to him, and soon casted his original magic. Bubbles and feathers soon floated into the air due to Art's magic, as everyone stares in amazement. They hold onto the newly washed white feathers, as Art explains to them that the blackbird's feathers were white and soft, but after years of dirt they turned black and hard. Urk praises Art for his incredible knowledge. He then tells them that his previous employer wanted blackbird for dinner, making him study them a lot. They began to say it was fate and a coincidence that Art showed up like this. Hearing those words make Art blush, and he tells them that he could make more. After a while, the newly made bed was placed inside Ramon's room. He then leaps onto the bed and bounces. He tears and laughs as he sleeps on the bed. Urk and Tet couldn't believe that they were seeing him laugh that way. Ramon then yells at them to get out of his room to allow him to sleep. After some time, they peek into the room and could see him sleeping soundly. All the staff rush to Art, asking if he could make one for them as well. Art agrees and smiles at the thought of making everyone happy like this. He then agrees to make a bed for everyone, causing all of them to celebrate with joy. Tet then asks Art about what he was going to do next, and that with his powers, some nobles would want to abuse it. Art thought deeply about his past with Wendy, and tells Tet with a smile on his face that he just wants to see everyone's happy faces. Urk smiles at his answer and tells him that she will be the one to protect his smile. Art blushes at the sight of Urk smiling at him. Tet sees the both of them laughing and smiling. As time passes by, Art then tells them that he will be heading back to his room first. But Urk grabs onto his wrist, telling him to wait, and asked if he could come to her terrace tonight. Urk is seen standing on the terrace as night falls. Art arrives and sees her face being lighted by the moonlight. He stares at her, dazzled by her beauty, as she turns to him and says, "You're here, Art," as the moon shined in the starry night. Art mentions to her that Ramon was now sleeping soundly, to which URL replies that it was thanks to him. He was glad to hear it, and soon a silence fell upon them as Art looks at Urk nervously while blushing. They soon caught each other trying to speak at the same time. Urk then decides to go first. She asks Art about where he had exactly come from, which causes Art to think about how he never mentioned it before. Art looks hesitant at answering her question, but Urk assures him that regardless of his answer, she will always be on his side. Art smiles and tells her thank you. He then went on to explain to Urk about his past with the Robeto family and serving Wendy as her butler. With a sad look in his eyes, he tells her about how he worked frantically to repay his debt to them, but in the end he had failed to meet their expectations, and that it was all his fault. Urk could only stare at him in silence after hearing him speak. Art then calls out to her, to which Urk asks him if that was really what he thinks. She opens her arms and tells Art that she wanted him exactly the way he was. But Art thinks deeply, knowing that he would be fine with Urk, but was still hesitating. Urk then tells him about how she hated being called the Ice Princess. As memories from 10 years ago was shown, Urk explained that her family was always prestigious amongst the nobility, even for Marquis, and that she had never given much thought to her family's position. She just wanted to be friends with everyone, or so she thought, until one day she spotted the girl she was playing with. The man tells the little girl if she was getting along well with the Marquis daughter, to which the little girl replies that Urk had given her a flower. The man says excellent work as Urk listens onto their conversation. The man continues to tell the little girl that URL was a wonderful tool to use in order to get closer to the royal family, and that the little girl should stay close to her. Tears begin to form in Urk's eyes as she listened to the man talk about how their family was only a viscount, which was lower nobility, and that they needed to do this to rise in society. Back to the present, Urk talks about how nobility of higher ranks hold incredible power. As she grips her hand tightly, she tells Urk that she felt cursed by her position. She then turns to Urk, asking him if he hated nobility. Urk looks at him, waiting for his reply, but Urk tells her that he doesn't, which surprises her. He explains to her that being thrown out was incredibly painful, but upon seeing Urk and Ramon, he realized that there were kind nobles as well. Hearing those words made Urk recall Art saying he just wanted to see everyone's happy faces. That's very like you said, Urk. She then tells him that they should head inside as it was getting cold outside. Art agrees straight away. But Urk was angry at the fact that the Robetto family had taken full advantage of Art's kindness and made sure to remember Robetto Wendy's name. The next day, wearing her armor, Urk tells Art that she will be going over to the guild in the Dorado Forest area. Urk and Art are seen on a tree.
Chris, John,
the feathers of the blackbird were extremely
are
hard
you
and dirty,
there?
making it hard to be like the imperial beds.
Hello.
She then recalls that the feathers of a great blackbird would make for some of the best adventurers' armor out there. Art then tells her to relax, as he wanted to show the people that needed him how well he could handle it. Urk agrees reluctantly and mentioned that the blackbird was a B-rank medium-sized monster which would be difficult to defeat. She then tells him that when it comes she will be the one to hunt it down. But Art tells her that he would do it. He then thinks about how the moment was strange, as the blackbird should be roaming around here at this time of the day. A fierce roar was heard in the forest, catching Art's attention. Above us, Art shouts as a huge blackbird appears from the sky. It crashes into the tree where they were, causing a huge explosion. Urk tells Art to get down as she will be the one to hunt it down as they face off against the great blackbird. She then rushes towards the blackbird, shocking Art. She swings her massive sword towards the blackbird, but it deflects her attack with its black feathers. A chemical was then seen sizzling in the blackbird's mouth, which Art notices as an acid attack that he couldn't allow Urk to be hit by. He then casts his magic enhancement paralysis on his dagger and throws it towards the blackbird. It lands into the blackbird's throat, making it paralyzed. Seeing that the blackbird was paralyzed, Art exhales deeply and took a focused sword stance and soon unsheathes his blade from its cover. With a simple dash and slash, Art slices the head off the blackbird. Urk was stunned to see this as the blackbird's head falls to the ground. She calls out to Art, who asks her if she was okay, but Urk asked him what that sword technique was, as she couldn't even see the sword hit it. Art says it was no big deal as he just casted his paralysis magic enhancement. Urk was shocked to hear that he could use such magic. She explains to him that there were only a handful of people that could do something like that. But Art tells her that they needed to skin the bird for the feathers. Urk then shows a hesitant face, which caused Art to ask her what was wrong. She tells him that it was nothing and took in a big gulp before stabbing the bird with her knife. Blood exploded all over her as Art stood in the back, shocked at what he was seeing. He then asks her if this was the reason why she was always covered in blood, to which Urk replies that he shouldn't telling anyone about this. Urk was then seen in the shower and washing herself with bubbles and soap all over her body. She then looks at the bucket filled with feathers and asked Art if they could really use these hard, black, filthy feathers for a bed. Art tells her to leave it to him and soon casted his original magic. Bubbles and feathers soon floated into the air due to Art's magic as everyone stares in amazement. They hold onto the newly washed white feathers as Art explains to them that the black bird's feathers were white and soft, but after years of dirt they turned black and hard. Urk praises Art for his incredible knowledge. He then tells them that his previous employer wanted Blackbird for dinner, making him study them a lot. They began to say it was fate and a coincidence that Art showed up like this. Hearing those words make Art blush, and he tells them that he could make more. After a while, the newly made bed was placed inside Ramon's room. He then leaps onto the bed and bounces. He tears and laughs as he sleeps on the bed. Urk and Tet couldn't believe that they were seeing him laugh that way. Ramon then yells at them to get out of his room to allow him to sleep. After some time, they peek into the room and could see him sleeping soundly. All the staff rush to Art asking if he could make one for them as well. Art agrees and smiles at the thought of making everyone happy like this. He then agrees to make a bed for everyone, causing all of them to celebrate with joy. Tet then asks Art about what he was going to do next, and that with his powers, some nobles would want to abuse it. Art thought deeply about his past with Wendy, and tells Tet with a smile on his face that he just wants to see everyone's happy faces. Urk smiles at his answer and tells him that she will be the one to protect his smile. Art blushes at the sight of Urk smiling at him. Tet sees the both of them laughing and smiling. As time passes by, Art then tells them that he will be heading back to his room first. But Urk grabs onto his wrist, telling him to wait, and asked if he could come to her terrace tonight. Urk is seen standing on the terrace as night falls. Art arrives and sees her face being lighted by the moonlight. He stares at her, dazzled by her beauty, as she turns to him and says, "You're here, Art," as the moon shined in the starry night. Art mentions to her that Ramon was now sleeping soundly, to which URL replies that it was thanks to him. He was glad to hear it, and soon a silence fell upon them as Art looks at Urk nervously while blushing. They soon caught each other trying to speak at the same time. Urk then decides to go first. She asks Art about where he had exactly come from, which causes Art to think about how he never mentioned it before. Art looks hesitant at answering her question, but Urk assures him that regardless of his answer, she will always be on his side. Art smiles and tells her thank you. He then went on to explain to Urk about his past with the Robeto family and serving Wendy as her butler. With a sad look in his eyes, he tells her about how he worked frantically to repay his debt to them, but in the end he had failed to meet their expectations, and that it was all his fault. Urk could only stare at him in silence after hearing him speak. Art then calls out to her, to which Urk asks him if that was really what he thinks. She opens her arms and tells Art that she wanted him exactly the way he was. But Art thinks deeply, knowing that he would be fine with Urk, but was still hesitating. Urk then tells him about how she hated being called the Ice Princess. As memories from 10 years ago was shown, Urk explained that her family was always prestigious amongst the nobility, even for Marquis, and that she had never given much thought to her family's position. She just wanted to be friends with everyone, or so she thought, until one day she spotted the girl she was playing with. The man tells the little girl if she was getting along well with the Marquis daughter, to which the little girl replies that Urk had given her a flower. The man says excellent work as Urk listens onto their conversation. The man continues to tell the little girl that URL was a wonderful tool to use in order to get closer to the royal family, and that the little girl should stay close to her. Tears begin to form in Urk's eyes as she listened to the man talk about how their family was only a viscount, which was lower nobility, and that they needed to do this to rise in society. Back to the present, Urk talks about how nobility of higher ranks hold incredible power. As she grips her hand tightly, she tells Urk that she felt cursed by her position. She then turns to Urk, asking him if he hated nobility. Urk looks at him, waiting for his reply, but Urk tells her that he doesn't, which surprises her. He explains to her that being thrown out was incredibly painful, but upon seeing Urk and Ramon, he realized that there were kind nobles as well. Hearing those words made Urk recall Art saying he just wanted to see everyone's happy faces. "That's very like you," said Urk. She then tells him that they should head inside as it was getting cold outside. Art agrees straight away. But Urk was angry at the fact that the Robeto family had taken full advantage of Art's kindness and made sure to remember Robeto Wendy's name. The next day, wearing her armor, Urk tells Art that she will be going over to the guild today. Art tells her that he will follow, but Urk stretches his face, telling him that he needed to rest as he had worked a lot already. As they waves goodbye to another, Art overhears somebody calling the head maid outside the window. He sees that the maids were having trouble with handling the bugs which were going to eat the vegetables. He calls out to them saying that he had an idea. Soon after, the maids were amazed to see that the bugs were running away from the vegetables. Art then explains to them that he had used laundry and bestowal magic to attach Ramon's scent, a combination which drives the bugs away. A voice appears saying how impressive it was for Art to create this using bestowal magic. The voice belonged to a handsome young man who winks at the maids as they called out his name, Lord Fry. The head maid tells Fry that he should have let them know in advance that he was coming back so they could prepare his meals, while the other maids were swooning over and falling in love with Fry. Fry apologies to the maids as they left, talking about how cool he was. He soon turns his attention to Art and introduces himself as Isfil Fryerk's brother. Art then introduces himself to Fry, but Fry taps onto his shoulder rapidly, telling him he hated stiff formalities, but what was more important was how cute Irk is. Fry is a siscom, ladies and gentlemen. Fry soon asks for a handshake from Art. Art hesitates but still offers his hand. As Fry grips Art's hand, he notices something. He smiles and tells Art to duel with him, which causes Art to be confused, but he soon realizes that Fray's hand was cold. Fry looks at Art in a serious manner. "Aren't you really strong?" Fry asks as he holds Art's hand. Art and Fry are seen alone together. Art asks Fry if he really wanted to fight, to which Fry replies, "Of course, all that traveling is making me rusty." Art then asks why he wanted to fight. Fry then snaps his fingers at Art, telling him that he wanted to gain Onii-chan points while winking. Art then agrees to the fight if it means making Fry stronger. Fry instantly disappears and reappears behind Art, telling him, "Here I come." He then unleashes a powerful uppercut of his sword attack to Art, which Art manages to deflect. Fray's powerful attack could be seen from the skies. "Amazing! You survived my attack. I knew it. You really are strong," said Fry as he smiles. Art, on the other hand, was checking the spot Fry hit him on, noting what a terrifying slash, and that it was a one move that was equivalent to getting hit by a cannonball. Art then focuses his stance, thinking that he needed to start getting serious. Fry sees this and realizes that Art was becoming serious. Fry then takes a step back and instantly leaps towards Art, telling him he was going to speed up. A mad flurry of attacks came from Fry towards Art, but Art manages to deflect and attack according to Fray's attacks. Their attacks seemed to miss each other and made it look like they were on equal footing. But a sweat drop appears on Fray's face as he realized that Art was stronger than he thought, and that not even a single attack landed on him. Fry then unleashes another terrifying blow, saying he won't lose. "For my honor as the heir of the Isfil family." As they continued to exchange blows with one another, Fry thinks about how if they show any form of weaknesses, the other families could exert political pressure against them, and hence, as the first son of the Isfil family, he needed to be stronger than anyone else, in order to protect both his family and people, and in order to protect Irk. Just as Fry was thinking about going all out, he wondered where Art's limits were, but Art calls out to him. He tells Fry not to hold back and to wear him down. Fry hears this and decides that he won't hold back, summoning a huge ice flower in the skies above the two of them. Ramon was in the mansion when a loud noise throws him off guard. He looks out the window and sees the huge ice flower in the fields where Fry and Art were. Ramon wonders if it was Fray's doing and that he had came back unannounced. Fry explains to Art, who had been crushed by the frozen flower, that he could use bestowal magic with refrigeration to create ice. Ramon thinks about Fray's magic, about how that ice and its temperature in the air was lowered to condense the water vapor into ice, which was then formed into a weapon. But cracks soon started to appear in the flower frozen. Art had broken out of it without a single injury. Fry and Ramon were surprised to see that he had smashed the ice magic flower. Fry remarks about how amazing Art was and asked how he did it. Art then tells him that it was nothing special, as he just used his bestowal magic called friction to heat his sword and melt the ice. Ramon analyzes Art's words and noted that since magical ice is strong enough to shatter steel, however magical heat counters it. Ramon remarks how very clever. Fry looks at Art in amazement and noted that he sees why Irk took an interest in him. But Art replies nervously at the comment and mentioned that he and Irk had only met recently and thinks only about being useful to Irk. Both of them soon regained their serious game faces and lunge at one another at great speed. As their blades collide, Fry thinks about being an ultra-cool big brother, while Art thinks about paying back his debt. They stare at one another seriously once again, and begin their flurry of attacks against each other once more. Fry shouts out that this is interesting, very interesting. Art tells Fry that he was quite strong as he had never seen these techniques before. Fry smiles and thinks that Art was still holding back. He then tells Art that he was only at 70% of his power capacity as the sky starts to darken. A huge godly wolf with white eyes soon appear behind Fry as he tells Art that he will get serious. A calm and serious look was in Frey's eyes as mist appears all around them. He takes a serious fighting stance, recalling that in the distant past during the war between the gods and titans, a titan was known as the Great Wolf amassed fathomless power in a bid to destroy the gods with its prey in its sights. With one decisive blow its jaws rent the earth asunder and devastated the world. Fry then rushes towards Art with his god wolf as its attack was called Fenrir. Art sees this and begins to stand in his sword stance. It is said that a master is someone who becomes one with their technique. With a single technique in their whole being, they give their all to courageously strive forward, to transcend the limits of human reason. With a single swing of his blade, Art cuts through everything from Frey's Fenrir attack to even splitting the heavens into two. Art's sword breaks as he points the broken blade into Frey's face. Art was disappointed that his sword had broken and needed to still improve. Art recalls that the technique he used was a technique of the primordial creation which he discovered in the royal capital's archives and had diligently worked on improving it. Frey's face was filled with shocked, but his son chuckles then laughs while slapping his face. He tells Art that he had one and that he was really strong. But Art refutes his statements and told Fry that if he didn't use magic he would have lost. Fry calls Art a good guy and thought about how Art had targeted the blade of his sword in order not to hurt him. Tet then arrives onto the scene and calls out to the both of them. He greets Fry about how long it had been and wondered if they were training swords again, as expected of a royal knight. Tet added. Art was shocked to hear the words royal knight. Fry then formally introduces himself to Art. He was the first chair of the Royal Knights Magic Academy, and the vice captain of the Royal Knights Isfiel Fry. He then winks at Art telling him that he was basically the captain already and that he should keep it a secret, as only the king and Isfiel family knew about it. Disgusting, said a voice as a hand smacks a teacup away. We are now back in the horrible Rubdu house where a servant is apologizing to Wendy. She bits her nail thinking about where Art was and why her father had thrown him out. Her father then appears from behind the door wondering what the matter was. Wendy points at the servant and tells her father Lates to fire him, but Lates tells her that she would have fired the 10th servant so far and wondered if they were all that terrible. But Wendy screams at him telling Lates that they were all awful and how she hated this while wishing that Art was still here. Lates then informs her that there will be no end to the substitutes if they were meant to replace Art, but more importantly he informs her that the royal ball was in 3 days. Hearing this made Wendy happy to know that the royal ball was still taking place. Lates confirms it and thinks about how Wendy should be considering marriage as well as she dances around the room happily. She then opens the wardrobe which reveals a dark dress. She hugs it as it was a wonderful dress that Art had made for her, leaving the rest up to him. Urk is seen sipping tea in a beautiful garden. Just as Fry enters and shouts out loud, saying Urk, "My dear beautiful sister, I'm home." But Urk looks at him in disgust. Fry continues to be happy and tears flow from his face as he shouts out Urk, aiming for a hug from her. But she ignores him and greets Art instead, causing Fry to slam into the ground. With blood dripping from his nose, Fry continues to call out to Urk saying her brother was here. But Urk continues to ignore him as Art thinks of their relationship as an odd one. Art then asks Urk about her request for today, which she informs him that she had gathered medicinal herbs for an orphanage. Fry was screaming in joy overhearing his sister's voice in the background. Hearing that she helped an orphanage, Art couldn't help but feel worthless. Urk then reminds him that he had helped them with the laundry and beds. Fry was shocked to hear this. Urk then tells Art that they should take it slowly together, putting one foot in front of the other. Hearing this angers Fry as he tells Art that they should duel again as he had just heard something that he can't condone as a brother. Hearing the word again catches Urk's attention as she stares with an intense glare. She yells at Fry asking if he was bullying Art. but Fry nervously tells her to stop it as he didn't do it, but an angry aura still arose from Urk as Fry tried to deny her claims. "Big brother, I hate you!" yelled Urk, which broke Fry. He collapses onto the ground saying it was all over and that his world had come to an end. Ramon then enters asking what the ruckus was all about. Fry calls him daddy and tells him that Urk said she hated him. Ramon then tells him to say sorry, to which Fry didn't want to do. Ramon then asks why he was home, as there must be a reason for it. Fry then tells him that he had a message to deliver, and with a serious look he informs him that it was about that event. Art was curious about what event it was, but Ramon deflects the topic and asks what their plans were for the royal ball. Urk looked unhappy as she tells him that she didn't want to go, but Ramon reminded her that the Duke had requested for her audience. Art thinks about how the royal ball was a gathering where all of nobility get to strengthen their ties. Fry and Tet then declined the invitation to attend the ball as they were busy, which shocks Ramon as he was the one asking. The three of them then started thinking about who could attend in their stead. They needed someone who was reliable, had proper etiquette, and someone whom Urk could rely on. They all gaze at Art, causing him to fluster. Urk looks at him and decides that if Art was going, she would go. Hearing this made Art blush. Tet then agrees with the decision, as Art would be the perfect candidate to be a bodyguard to Urk and a representative for Fry. He then asks Art if he could represent the Isfil family. Art took a moment to think and wondered if he could be useful to Urk. He then bows his head and agrees to take on the duty, making Urk happy as she tells him that she appreciates it. Urk then returns to the mansion as she needed a dress to be made. The head maid appears and informs Urk that she had grown again as she measures Urk's body. She blushes upon hearing those words and tells her not to say it. The head maid then informs her that since Art had arrived, her chest has gotten even bigger. She then advises her that when a woman becomes aware of a man, their body will imitate certain developments. Essentially, the woman wishes for the man to view her as a woman. Hearing this causes Urk to blush heavily as she wondered who she wanted to view her as a woman. But soon Art's face appeared in her mind. She was shocked and wondered why she had imagined his face. The head maid giggles and mentioned that they needed to have her bust enlarged. She whispers to Urk and asked if they needed Art's assistance, but Urk brushes her off, calling her a fool and that it was not needed. But the head maid teases her, saying that they just needed him to adjust her size. The two of them continue to argue about Art. Ramon is then seen asking about that event. Fry informs him about the Eclipse locusts that he had brought up at an inappropriate time. Roman noted that it was taking place this year too, and that every few years, they would make an appearance in millions, destroying land and villages they sweep across the country. Fry tells him that the locusts had already struck Paul. Ramon notes that he was already informed, to which Fry expected, as he was more updated than the Lord Chancellor. Roman replies that the Lord of Paul was a friend and asked what he thought of Art. Fry responds that he thinks of Art as a good and honest kid who was a genius that was born only once every 1,000 years. But Ramon felt bad about Art's past history, which was incredibly harsh. Fry was glad they found him, as the bed he made was dangerously comfortable. Roman then tells Fry to leave the locusts to him and wanted Tet's report on the house of Rub Edo. Tet reported to them that the former staff had told him about a dark rumor, which tells them that the Rub Edo family had access to large sums of money from unauthorized sources, which were perhaps illegal businesses or other risky ventures. Roman hears this and thinks deeply, hoping that nothing happens. Night arrives and a carriage is seen in the forest. Art and Urk were sitting inside of the carriage. Urk had a sad expression on her face as she looks out the window. She then calls out Art's name. She touches the window and tells him that nobles are troublesome people. Hearing this made Art sad as he looks at her. He then calls out to Urk, who asks him what is it. He tells her that she looked beautiful. But URL tells him not to flatter her as the dress didn't fit, but Art tells her that she looks like a goddess. He then takes her hand and kneels before her, telling her that he swears to protect her no matter what may come. Urk and Art stare at each other, as Art had decided for himself that he won't be anyone's puppet, and that he was sure it would be fine for now, just as the carriage heads to a castle in the horizon. Urk and Art soon arrive in front of a giant door of a mansion with guards stationed outside. Art looks at Urk, who showed an uncomfortable expression on her face. He stares at her deeply before bringing out a perfume bottle, to which he casts cleanse and enchant perfume on her. He asks her if that had helped calm her down, to which Urk just stares at him. He then bows in front of her, asking if she would be so kind as to allow him to escort her. She gives a faint smile and says gladly. They soon enter the mansion with their arms intertwined with one another. The other nobles see Urk walking through and commented that she was as beautiful as an angel, and that Art wasn't too shabby himself. Urk felt embarrassed and thought of somebody who didn't come, but Art tells her not to worry, and informed her that he was here after all. Urk blushes as she hears those words from Art. The musicians in the hall began to play music. Urk and Art soon started to look around and noticed that the people around them were dancing. Art then calls out to Urk, offering his hand, and asked if he could have the pleasure of dancing with her. The both of them smile at one another before Urk agrees and holds his hand. They held each other close as they danced to the tune of the music. The more they danced together, the more embarrassed and shy they felt towards one another, which they noticed, but they soon laugh it off together and continued to happily dance to the music. Just as they were dancing, a lady notices them from afar. A lady rushes into Art's body and hugs him, interrupting the dance between him and Urk. Art was surprised by this sudden action. He recognizes her as Her Highness Leah, who tells him that they finally got to meet. Urk was stunned to see this as Art asks her to release him from her hug. Leah calls Art a wonderful person, which confuses both Art and Urk. She then recites the fact that Art was the one to save her Leah Drab from a dragon's wrath and was her knight in shining armor. She then tells him that she couldn't hold in her eagerness to meet him. Urk then interjects into the conversation. She asks Art why he had never tell her about this, but Art apologizes as he thought it wasn't important. Leah then recommends they go somewhere quieter first. Wendy had soon arrived in the hall wearing the black dress that Art made and was carrying a black fan with her father behind her. She walks through the hall as the people around her wonder why it was nosier than usual, and that it was because the princess had made an appearance. But Wendy was focused on what they were thinking about the dress that Art made, and if they couldn't take their eyes off her now. She then talks to her father, wondering about which of the nobles had he picked to be her fiancé. Lates then points to a certain individual that was her future husband, but shock was written in her eyes as she sees where he pointed. Lates tells her that her finance was young Mr. Freyman Daigle, who was a large man stuffing his face full of food at a table, with shattered plates around and pieces of food on the ground. Wendy was taken back by the sight of this. She quickly turns to her father, asking if he was kidding and that there was no way she could be with such an unsightly pig. But Lates immediately slaps her right in her bitchy face. Lates nervously laughs out loud and apologies to Freyman for the noise, and stated that Wendy was talking about the food. Wendy was in shock as she held the spot where her father had slapped her. She though about how it was the first time he had hit her, just as Lates recommend they meet Freyman in the kitchen. Freyman's face was revealed up close with sauces on his face. He calls out to Wendy as his fiancée and tells her to come here. Wendy tears up upon seeing this horrible scene, as her black fan remains on the ground. Back to our favorite group, Urk asks Leah and Art how they were acquainted. Art explains to her that he had some business in the royal capital, while Leah commented that he looked so cool when he defeated the dragon. Urk was a bit disappointed to hear this, as it made her think that Art was nice to everyone. Leah then asks him if the thing she had sent was useful in his happenings. But Art was confused and asked what the thing she was talking about was. Leah then explained that she had sent a large number of gold bars from the royal treasury that she had permitted him to have, but Art continued to give a blurred look, which Leah notices. She then asks if he didn't receive it, to which Art replies that he was sorry as he does not remember such a thing. Leah then changes the topic as she could send something else later and asked why Urk and Art had come to the party together. As they explained their reasoning to her, Leah realizes that she had been found out. She thinks about how love is blind, but Art doesn't even realize, just as he calls out to her. She grabs onto his arm, asking him if he was free after this and if he would like to visit her place, but Urk joins in by grabbing his other arm, telling her that Art couldn't go as he was her butler. The two of them argue as others watch, while Leah tells Urk that Art would be happier by her side, but Urk refuses, saying that Art should decide. As they argue, a black dress is seen dashing by. Wendy was running away, thinking that she refuses to be with a pig-like man and that she would rather die than marry him. But she soon trips on the carpet and falls flat on the ground. She begins to tear up, thinking if only Art was here. As she lay on the ground with tears in her eyes, she overhears Urk and Leah arguing with one another. She then spots Art's flustered face between the two girls. Her face was filled with shock and then anger as she calls out Art's name, which he hears. "There you are!" she yelled as she walked towards them. Leah, and Art were all stunned to see Wendy in front of them. A memory flashback is shown 8 years ago where there are signs on the gate with the words "Dunce, idiot, dumb girl, incompetent family." A young Wendy is seen upset while a young Art watches over her. She asks Art if he could go and punish the meanies. But Art tells her that they shouldn't, as she would regret trying to go against. As young Miss was a nice person, he said with a smile. But hearing those words made Wendy angry as she wondered why he didn't save her. She thinks about how she was the only one who was suffering, which was unacceptable to her. Wendy asks Art with a smug look on her face where he was this entire time and if he had quit being her butler. But fear and shock made it hard for Art to reply to her. Seeing this angers Wendy as she turns and tells Art to leave with her. But tells her to wait. She asks if she was Wendy Robetto. But Wendy asked who she was. Didn't reveal who she was, but instead told her that the rumors of her evil treatment were true. Wendy wonders who this high-handed woman was and sees her sliver hair, which belongs to the Isfield family. Wendy recognizes her as the Ice Lady. She then bows her head to apologies for her discourtesy and wonders why Art was with the Isfield family. Tells her to stand down and that she would overlook her impudence this time, but she needed to separate herself from Art. But Wendy tells her with a glare that it was up to Art to decide. The two of them soon enter into a staring contest. Art didn't think that this would happen when he decided to come here. But Wendy gives him the bombastic side-eye, telling him that her orders are absolute. Art's mind suddenly went blank upon hearing those words, and sweat began to drip more down his face. He soon realized that his words won't come out of his mouth. But Erk's voice snaps him out of his confusion. She asks him if he was feeling alright and that he shouldn't push himself. But Art tells her that it was nothing. Felt concerned as she heard him. Art thinks deeply about how if he went against Wendy it will rouse her temper, making trouble for and her Royal Highness. Then yells out to Art, wondering what was wrong. But Leah then asks if she knew the story of Hyoko. Wonders why she was so calm. But Leah continues with her story, stating that after hatching the Hyoko bird deems the first individual that they see as their parent figure, they've etched in the bird's memory for its entire lifespan, and it seems that ever since Art was born, he has been serving the Robetto family, making Wendy's orders absolute. They could see that Art right now was being dominated by his fear of her, and that his brain was trying to rewrite his memories, while retaining his sense of self as he tries to return to who he was in the past. Hearing this upsets She bites hard, wondering why. Why someone like Art, who could do almost anything and who was willing to do anything for others? Why was he willing to listen to orders from a horrible woman like Wendy? Erk's hand trembles in anger as she thinks that he was willing to be with someone who tramples over others' goodwill and for someone that will use him until he was knocking on death's door. Was upset as she asks Art why he had lied to him. Leah covers her face with her fan after hearing She then go over to Wendy to ask her a question. With a deadly look in her eyes, she asks Wendy where the gift of a mountain of gold she had left to Art was. Wendy was shocked at first, but then tells her that she didn't know what she was talking about. But Leah warns her not to feign ignorance as she heard it all from Art before. Wendy then pushes the blame onto her father, saying that it was something he was in control of. But Wendy was firm as she tells Leah that all of Art's belongings were hers as well. Leah replies that it seems that Art himself didn't know about this. But Wendy refutes back and turns to Art, saying that he knew something about it. Art could only stare and not speak as Leah remained silent. Wendy then touches Art's shoulder and whispers to him that there was nothing to worry about and that all he needed to do was make sense of his words. Fear took over him once again as he realized that he couldn't make sense of his words. Wendy then tells him that her order now was for him to act as if he already knew. His vision blurs as he thinks about how if he went against Wendy it would cause trouble for He knew that he needed to endure this all by himself. Art looks at Erk's concerned face and took a moment before saying yes. With a dead look on his face, Art tells them that he was aware. Wendy smiles upon hearing that and tells them that they would be returning. Then calls out to Art, asking if he remembers about the first day they met and how he helped her out with his cleaning magic. and that she made a request for him to confide in the Isfil family regarding his wishes. But Art's face was still looking dead as Wendy tells him to hurry up. Irk continues to speak to him about how he treated her father's insomnia by making a bed, and that even today he had supported her and calmed her anxiety. She grips her fist hard and shouts out loud as Art was behind her, "I want you to rely on me, Art." Life scene began to appear on Art's face as he hears her words. Wendy shouts and orders him to not listen to Irk's words anymore. But Irk continues to speak about how Art was too kind to others, and that it was okay to not take on everything alone, as she wanted him to treat himself better. Hope starts to shine in Art's eyes. As he turns to look at Irk, who tells him to face her properly one more, "It's a request, Art," she says with tears on the ground. She looks at him and tells him to stop lying to her. As Art and Irk stare at one another, he couldn't help but feel like the worst. He thinks about how he had betrayed the trust of all those kind-hearted people. He grips his chest upon realizing that he had even betrayed Irk. As Wendy tries to pull him away, he tries to reach out to her thinking that he didn't mean to. Wendy yells at him that they were leaving and didn't need to stay with these people any longer. But Art could only think of how he was someone that could only take action upon receiving order, and that Irk had taught him about having his own free will. For someone like him who had no self-esteem, Irk had accepted him for who he was. Irk's faces were filled with tears as Art realized that all he did was disappoint her. He begins to tear up as he was torn away from Irk, that he had failed as a butler. But even then, he just didn't want to lie to Irk. Art had now freed himself from Wendy's evil clutches. "Pardon me for my rudeness, I actually did not know about the gold," Art said. Wendy was shocked to hear that. Leah was surprised while Irk was happy. Art then turns to Wendy, telling her about how he was expelled from the house and that he was no longer her butler, but Wendy was confused and asked what he was talking about. With a firm, confident look in his eyes, Art begins to tell her. But Wendy orders him not to. Ignoring her words, Art bows his head and tells her that he was officially the Isfil family's Lady Irk's butler. Wendy felt doomed upon hearing those words from Art. Irk then tells her that if she tried to make Art do anything, she will have no choice but to intervene. Wendy knew that she must retaliate, as she recalls the memory of when Art called her a nice person. But her trembles as she tells them that they must be joking. She screams at them with tears in her eyes about why she has to when Art was always her. Leah then stops her and tells her that they were not yet done with the gold situation. She gives Wendy the bombastic side-eye, telling her that it's about time for her to be punished for her impudence towards the kingdom. Right here, right now, in front of all the nobles present. Chaos ensues as everyone started to run. Some shouted that Baron Rubetto was escaping, and so was the Flamin' House too. The guards began to look for them as they couldn't have gone far. Wendy looks around in confusion before telling Art that she will remember this before running away as well. But she then trips on her own dress, causing her to yell out in pain as she falls to the ground. She notices that her dress was torn but kept quiet, making her exit out of the ball as Leah looks at her running, saying, "Oh my." Irk then rushes to hug Art once Wendy was gone. Art was surprised by Irk's action, which causes him to blush heavily. She looks at him with a beautiful, radiant smile and tells him welcome back. Art could only stare and tell her that he was back. But Leah interrupts their special moment, saying that she was the one who did the most work, and that it was quite rude for Art to do that as there was no other woman like her. Irk then tells her that she was disturbing Art, but a guard then appears, informing Leah and Irk about something. Irk asks him what it was and he whispered it into her ear. Art notices that Irk's expression was grim, as she tells him that it was bad. That in Felon, towards their house were what seemed to be a large swarm of black batters approaching. A voice is speaking out as a city is set in flames. "Insufficient, insufficient, insufficient. Hunger, thirst, no matter how many times I eat, I'm never satisfied." A swarm of bugs are seen flying in the air towards the burning city. "No thanks, I'm out of here." Sorry for the delay, I had to bring back our voice artist. Back to the story. A man is seen with a coat hanging on his shoulders. He introduces himself as Peter, the guild master of the place. Art looks at him nervously, but Ramon assures him as he told him that Peter may not look much, but he could trust him. Peter then went straight into the details. He tells Art that it was around 20 years ago that the bugs started to get imported into the famine-struck kingdom. It was because of their black and hard shells that they don't die easily. On top of that, they also had a very large appetite, resulting in efficient reproduction. Art recalls from the Royal Capital books that it recounted that there was a swarm of between 100 million to a billion of them. Peter then informs him that the cities of Onyx Pearl and Garnet had already been decimated. Ramon added on that there was always a substantial amount of damage. But Peter tells them that this time it was much worse than the previous waves. As this time there was 500 billion of them. Hell no, I'm sorry guys, I am out of here once again. It's okay, I brought him back guys. Now back to the story. Urk was surprised to hear that there were 500 billion while Fry wondered why there were so many. Ramen then says they have started to appear with a serious look on his face, but Tet couldn't believe it as it shouldn't be the time for them to show up. It was the pure Queen Batter's manifestation. A glowing white bug lady was seen amongst the billions of black batters. Urk didn't know what that was, so Peter explains to her that the black ones are the common ones, and that the ones that are particularly light and huge are the pure ones. Tet then assumes that it meant they were ranked as the most dangerous ones, making it an S rank. Peter wanted to beat it first, but realized that it only takes one of it to raise an entire country to the ground. Ramon then asks how long until it arrives. Peter tells him in 1 week's time. Fry shouts out that it was too soon and that they wouldn't be able to make it after forming the extermination party, but Ramon tells him that it was not all. He points to the map of Drad, informing the others that if the bugs continue on their route, the royal capital Drad will ultimately end up getting attacked. Ramon's hinted that this was going to be the largest disaster ever since the country was founded, but Art puts up his hand, telling them that he had a suggestion. Peter tells him to hold on as this wasn't a safe place for a kid like him. But Urk reminds him that Art wasn't who he assumes him to be. Ramon then stops Peter as well and told the others to hear what Art has to say. Art then brings out a bottle with a cork. Peter recognizes it as lemon water. Art tells him that he brought some because of his sore throat, but later realizes that he could apply bug-repelling magic to it. Peter then tells him to not joke around, but one of the maids screams out that it was that thing. The head maid tells her to quiet down, but she tells her that the lemon water had made the bugs stop approaching even when she didn't use much of it. Art then tells them that if all goes well, it could buy them time for the next 2 days. Fry wonders if Art was serious, while Tet was surprised to learn that they could slow down the great disaster. Roman was impressed at the idea and that it came from the guy who made his bed. Fry and Urk praise Art for his idea because of his exceptional abilities and that he was already stronger than Art. Peter looks impressed by the idea, and he soon turns his head towards Art asking if he can do it, kiddo. Art was happy to hear those words. Ramon commented on how blunt Peter was, but Peter assures him that he couldn't help it as he didn't know any other way to ask for help. Art then calls out to Peter, bowing his head and telling him that he could leave it all to him. Ramon then informs them that he will send a message to the king so that they could gather troops, and that he will leave the rest of the work to Art. Art was happy to hear that Ramon considered him as part of the family. He recalls the happy memories of the Isfil family, and firms his resolution in ensuring that no matter what happens he would protect the Isfil family. Urk stares at Art and wonders how amazing it was for Art to stand up for anyone. Peter then tells them that he would collect everyone's information and would meet them at the guild in 2 days. Urk was then seen standing still in the shower as water continues to pour over her body. She thinks about how Art gives all of his powers for her sake. She thought deeply about how she had wanted him to rely on her, and that it was every she wanted. But she ended up always being the one that needed to be saved. She ponders these thoughts as the shower water continues to pour into the drain. A carriage wheel is seen speeding at a fast rate as a voice spoke out wondering if it was okay for them to sneak out without informing someone. It was Leah and her servant who were speeding away, as Leah thought about how she couldn't allow the Ice Princess to take Art away from her. Wait until I get to you, Art, she yelled out as many carriages are seen riding fast. Few black batters are seen on a grassy patch, as Art remarks about how they were able to find some nearby and that after all the research they couldn't believe that they were just in the garden, which would be of great help. Art greets them good morning and counts from 1 to 5. Urk notices that there were a lot of books on the table. She asks Art if he went through all of it, which Art replies that he did since they didn't have much time. With a concerned look on her face, Urk tells him not to overwork himself and that she could help if he needed it. Art then recalls the moment when Urk had told him not to lie to her back at the party. He thinks deeply about how he had decided to no longer worry Urk anymore. He then thanks Urk for her offer and took note of the fact that the black batters who loved the wheat he had poisoned with enchanting magic. He thinks about coming up with another plan if this doesn't work, but a voice calls out to him telling him to wait a second. Princess Leia had appeared at the door. Art was shocked to see her while Urk scolds her for not knocking on the door at least. Leia talks about what a wonderful greeting Urk gave her. She then smiles happily and informs Art that she came to help, bringing along servants who were carrying massive amounts of gold bars. A huge pyramid of gold bars was soon formed in front of Art and Urk, to which Leia tells him to accept at this time. But Art and Urk were stunned due to the golden light that shined brightly into their faces, while Leia tells Art that the amount of gold bar were a little lesser than the amount she gave before, but the gold here amounts to about 5 million worth split between all of the gold and old grimoires. She then informs them that she had also brought the required materials in regards to the black batters. Urk then tells her that the gold was a bit too much, but Leia yells out at her saying it was not that much. She then approaches closely to Art and asks him about his reply. But Art was confused by what reply she wanted, which shocks her. Her drops down as she realized that Art had tricked her, but Art comforts her by saying that he didn't know what she was asking for. With tears and while biting a cloth, Leia tells him that she wanted to know his reply to her marriage proposal. Both Art and Urk were surprised to hear this and wondered when she proposed to him. Urk then yells at Art and asked if he was serious. Leia then explained that on a fateful day, he had saved her. Leia had felt the red string of fate pulling them together as if the heavens had willed it. Urk calls that crazy. In the background, the black batters were discussing marriage, and called it crazy. Urk then tells Leia that Art was part of her house's name and she would like it if Leia stopped pushing him around, but Leia talks back, asking Urk about when had he become her possession. Art quietly and nervously asked if they could stop fighting as they both continued with an intense staring match. Leia looks at Art and asks him if she was not to his liking, but Art replies by saying that wasn't the reason. She then offers him a book about explosion magic which allows him to trigger surrounding explosions. Art yells out that he didn't need such an obnoxious spell. Leia pouts her face upon hearing Art's refusal. She then tells him that she would help in another way. Art asks her if she would be interested in anything, to which she replies of course. Art then points at the black batters and wonders if she could help him with them, but Leia was shocked to see them. Art sees her shaking and guesses that she won't be helping. But she agrees nonetheless, surprising Art as he asks if she was sure. She gives a weary look as she tells them that there was not a single thing she couldn't accomplish. But Urk tells her that her thoughts were written all over her face as Leia recalls a traumatic memory of black batters. Art was happy to hear that Leia was helping and told her he needed to have a few things to do. Urk then asks him where he was going exactly. Art tells her that he was going into the woods. Urk yells at him that he couldn't go outside because of the queen batter causing the monsters to go savage, begging him to at least take her with him, but Art declines as he didn't want to get Urk injured or leave Leia alone. He then tells her that he was alright and was merely going to get adventurers from the guild to help with the situation. Urk was sad that Art refused her help. Art sees this and assures her that if she came with him, he would have to look after her and that it would be troubling if she got injured. Urk then holds her hand, telling him that even as a noble, there were times when her belongings get cursed. She peeks at Art and looks down, knowing that she would always be the one that needed to be protected. She tells Art that she understood. Art was still concerned and calls out to Urk, but they notice that Leia was staring at the both of them. Art quickly changes the topic and asks Urk if she would kindly look after the black batters with Leia. Urk agrees straight away and told him to get on his merry way. Leia felt that she was experiencing deja vu. Art whispers into Urk's ear about rewarding her for looking after the Leia as he left. Urk tells him that she would look forward to it. They soon bid farewell to one another. The girls began to clean and study while watching over the black batters. They stare at the black batters and notice that they weren't doing much. Urk tells her that it was time to feed them. They watch as the black batters ate an apple to its core and noted that they would eat anything. But Urk was thinking about Art and where he had gone off, worrying about whether he would return. She thinks whether Art was okay about being under her house, or if it was just her selfish wishes. Leia interrupts her thoughts by saying she was like a lovely wife that was sending her brave husband off to battle, wondering why she had to wait with the Ice Princess. Burke asks her if she was okay with Art coming back and not liking her talk about him as her husband. Leah replies with a no, as Art had entrusted her with this duty and that it felt like God's will. Burke then asks about what had happened with the gold embezzlement incident. Leah tells her that they were planning on imposing an appropriate punishment on the wrongdoers, but this time the offending party would likely be imprisoned. Burke takes note of it. Leah then tells her that the punishment was usually death, but they decided not to take their lives so that Art would be pleased with the outcome. Burke wonders if this meant that they were escaping punishment, but Leah says that they were not an exception. Burke then asks if she was planning on telling Art about it. Leah wasn't sure and wondered what would happen if he knew about it. Burke thinks deeply as Leah stares at her. Leah soon gives off a smile, telling Burke that women needed to have tolerance. She points a finger at Burke, telling her that trying one's hardest to gather a lady's favor is a gentleman's job. Burke wondered if that was true. Leah tells her that it was the knowledge that was given to her by her father and mother. That is the way of women, Leah says, but soon realizes something. She blushes at the fact about why she was advising her rival. She thinks about the word tolerance and brushes it off, as it would be fine if she was the only one who understands it. Leah then offers a gold bar to Burke, which causes her to wonder what she was planning to do now. A gold bar is given to the Black Batters as Leah explains to Burke that this was also a form of study and wonders about what would happen if they came across one of the largest discoveries of the century, but Burke still wonders what the plan was. A bright light soon shined from the Black Batters, causing the two of them to cover their eyes. Back at the Rubetto family estate, Wendy is seen alone sitting on her bed. Back at the Rubetto family estate, Wendy is still seen sitting on top of her bed with lamps and furniture tossed around in a mess. Tears flow from her eyes as she whispers Art's name. She thinks about how the talk of gold bars has been restricted, but she was honestly never that interested in the money. She grips the sheets of her bed tightly, wondering if only Art had stayed. She thinks about after the first time he had rejected her, when she realized that Art no longer cared for her. She believed that it was only because of Art being here that she was able to trust the world. She recalls a memory from the past where Art told her not to look so down. But she tells him that the other kids were bullying her and wanted Art to punish them. But Art just took note of how Wendy must have felt very frustrated because he, who had no blood ties to her, felt that she was family, as Art would rather be a person that will care for her out of the kindness of his heart. But Wendy always knew that her actions were hurting those around her and that it always scares her. She knew she was always a coward, a show-off, and full of self-confidence. She thinks of Art's face as she knew that she wasn't kind and had relied on Art's kindness instead, and how she had always thought of him as family, always thinking about how she could repay his kindness. But she treated him like a slave instead. Tears drop to the ground as she begged Art to forgive her as she apologizes to him. She cries heavily at the fact that she had liked him so much. Wendy continued to cry on her bed. But a voice yells out saying that Lattice Rubetto had committed an act of treason due to his crime of trading, smuggling, and contraband, hence he shall be arrested. Wendy peeks out of her room to see where the voice was yelling from. She sees her father being dragged away by the Imperial Guards. Sweat drops appear on her hand as she knew that Leah had something to do with this. A figure appears from behind her, asking if she was Wendy Rubetto. The fierce-looking man explained to her that her father has been smuggling contraband between here and their neighboring country called Barbarossa. He was smuggling beastmen and elvish people and selling them as slaves. The Flamen family also seems to have ties to the trades. He then asks if she knew anything about it. Wendy figures out that the Flamen family was her pig-faced fiancé family and that they had been discovered to have been smuggling. She knew that her father had tried to marry her off quietly for connections. As a tear slides down her face, she tells the man that she knew. The man took note of it and tells her that they will be taking her with them. Wendy looks up once more, thinking that she should have at least apologized to Art first. Art was seen following behind a carriage and turns around as he felt something. A lady calls out to him, but Art tells her it was nothing as he looks at the mountains. Art was being accompanied by 3 members of the Sword of Blue Sky. He compliments them about how it seemed that everyone in the Sword of Blue Sky was very reliable. Huey compliments Art that he was good to notice that by just looking at them. Brad apologizes for Huey's rudeness while Thea tells him to get off his high horse. Thea then asked Art if he had finished gathering the intel. Art tells her that he did and thanks everyone for their hard work as they were able to scan the perimeter of the royal capital. Huey tells him that he was only helping as Peter had asked him to and that Art should be grateful to his humble self. But before he could finish his sentence, Huey slams into a tree. Brad tells Art that was what happens if you compliment Huey. Thea comments about how there had been a lot of monsters popping up recently as they had just met 20 in a row. Brad explains that it was due to the Queen Batter's influence causing the monsters to appear more rapidly. One of his acquaintances had to put a dent in a goblin. As the monsters go their way, he would be able to defeat any of them. But he soon notices something and yells at Huey to get away from the tree and to watch out. A giant bear had appeared right above Huey. Huey turns around too late, as blood was splattered on everyone while Thea stares in fear. Art was carrying Huey in princess style as he cast his enchantment magic of wind to use quick steps, allowing him to easily cut off the giant bear's arms. Thea was surprised to see how he was able to get Huey to safety in a short moment, while Brad was sure that Art was beside him just a moment ago. Art then asks Huey if he was alright just as the giant bear lunges at them from the back. Art senses this and leaps into the air using a quick step. He says sorry to the bear before using quick drawing. But the giant bear manages to block his attack. Art was taken by surprise that the bear could match his speed. He brushes off the attack and thinks about how a giant bear's reaction speed was usually much slower. But he takes a heavy step, causing the ground to crack, and appears right below the giant bear with his hand on his blade. The giant bear could only look at Art as he tells it that he got it. Art had managed to slice off its head in one strike using a quick draw battle of 0. The group was impressed with his skills, but Art was in deep thought about the sudden change in monster abilities and that the Queen Batter's effect was much stronger than expected. But soon a sound filled the air, catching all of their attention, and the group wondered what the sound or song was. They looked up and could see the swarm of black batters covering the sky. Huey shouts out, wondering what the hell it was, but Art knew that it was black batters. Art immediately takes off from the group, telling them he was going to go ahead. He rushes at full speed, knowing that if he doesn't report back quickly, everyone would die. The arrival of the black batters wasn't in 1 week, but in 3 days. Back in a town, newspapers are seen flying around while the citizens read it. A man is shouting, "Extra! Extra! Read all about it." Citizens in the city became aware that the city of Turquoise had been destroyed. The people wondered if the monarch was going to do something about it. Some had even said that a few of the nobles had already fled to somewhere far away. The citizens then began to think about leaving the city as soon as possible as well. Crows are then seen flying around a magnificent castle. Cyrilla the Chancellor was seen with a furious face as he grips the newspaper, wondering what was the meaning behind it. Minister Anil reports to him about how the emergence of the Queen Locust had spread to the masses, causing their distrust towards the monarchy. Cyrilla yells at him about the masses' distrust towards the monarchy, implying that the commoners should shut up. He leans close into Anil's face and tells him to retrieve all those newspapers right this instant and to apprehend everyone at the newspaper company and cut their limbs off one by one, but a voice shouts out saying that's enough. King Drad IV appeared with his incredible swag. He tells Cyrilla that a nation is nothing without its people and that it owes everything to its subjects. But the king coughs badly, causing the two of them to call out to him in concern. Anil tells him not to overexert himself as he was not in a condition to be moving around, while Cyrilla tried to tell him that they were setting a bad example. The two men then guided the king up the stairs. Drad then tells them that they didn't have an effective countermeasure for a long time, making it understandable. He then asks Anil about the status of the subjugation troops. Anil reports to him that at present there were 3,000 royal knights that are able to be mobilized, but a third of them cannot be deployed as they would be focused on defending the palace. Drad then asks about the 3 royal commanders, to which Anil tells him that the royal knight commander Marcos was ready for deployment, but the remaining 2 were working on an assignment far away. Drad had a worried expression on his face after hearing the report. Drad then talks about since the founding of this nation more than 500 years ago, the Drad household had fought numerous demons and helped develop the country. As he sat on his throne, Drad didn't expect that a single monster could endanger their entire nation, but he grunts in pain before finishing his sentence, making Anil call out to him in concern.
You'll have to text me the rest
Drad
of
breathes
what you
deeply
were
and in
talking
pain,
about.
while telling them that he was making
While
every
you were
effort
waiting
for the
for your
sake of the nation's future. He then asks where Leah was. Anil then reports that Leah had sneaked past the surveillance and snuck out with gold ingots and a grimoire with her. Drad stares in the distance thinking about Leah. We are now brought back to the black batters, but one of them was shining as bright as the sun. Art was stunned AF from seeing the black batter glow so much. He comments that Locust One was glowing. Urk and Leah tried their best to avoid eye contact with Art as they explained to him that they had given it a gold ingot for fun and wanted to see what would happen if they gave more and more. Art then turns around to face them, causing Urk and Leah to cower in the corner of the room in fear. They started to apologize to Art repeatedly, but he hugs both of them tightly, saying that they were amazing with a happy expression on his face. Urk looks at him in surprise and wondered why he wasn't upset with them. Art then tells her that what they did was amazing and could be the greatest advancement in human history. Art then quickly run to write down his notes in regard to the glowing black batter. Urk was happy that she was able to help Art with something, but she realizes that all the credit goes to Princess Leah and not her. She then recalls Leah's past advice about how gentlemen are attracted to motherly ladies. She then thinks of Art's smiley face and began to think that since he came back safe and sound, she should show him her appreciation. She grips her hand with conviction, then calls out to Art, telling him that she had just remembered something important. Just as she slaps him hard on the back and was about to tell him good job, a crying sound was heard in the room. Art then goes to Leah with a concerned look while Urk looked embarrassed from her failed attempt. As Leah covered her face with her hands, she tells Art about the fact that she was finally able to help him and that it made her so happy. Art tells her with concern that she was always helping him and that she should dry her tears first, but Leah tells him to pat her head first. Urk was annoyed in the background. Art agrees with her request, causing her to giggle a lot. She then gives the bombastic side-eye to Urk, causing Urk to realize how stubborn Leah was. But a voice interrupts them, saying, "Pardon my intrusion." Ted had arrived at their door, which surprises Art, but Urk was glad as she thought that he was going to take Leah away. But Ted tells them that it was not the time for it now. He informs them that the entire city of Firen was now being raided by monsters. Back in the city, monsters of various types were attacking the citizens and setting things on fire. The citizens tried their best to run away, but a little boy tripped and falls to the ground. His mother hugs him in order to protect him from the giant crow monster that was heading toward them. Its eyes were focused on them as its giant body casts a huge shadow over them. The little boy sees the monster with tears in his eyes. But bubbles suddenly appeared in the air. It explodes and catches the attention of the giant crow monster. The mother and child could only stare in silence at what was happening. Art had arrived and saved them. He thinks about how he had arrived before Urk and the others by casting quick steps. Just as he was thinking that the Queen Locust's influence making the place a mess, he prepares to cut down the giant crow. But Peter appears out of nowhere like John Cena and dropkicks the little birdie out of the sky. Art was surprised to see him here. Peter then turns to him, wondering why Art was here. Just as the giant crow prepares to counterattack, Art warns Peter to watch out. But the giant bird was sliced into two in front of them. They cover their eyes from the dust due to the attack. "Isn't this swell?" said a voice as a metal armor foot appears from the dust. A Giga Chad man of impeccable looks arrives on the scene wielding a giant sword. It's the advent of Royal Knight Commander Marcos. The presence of the Royal Knight Commander was towering over before Art's eyes. He looks up to the commander and notes that he must be Frey's superior and was looking strong. Pettis appears and questions the commander if he shouldn't be busy cleaning up after the city's wreckage. The commander replies that he had been dealing with the A-rank monsters that were frequently spawning within the Imperial capital's vicinity, just as a knight reports to the commander that they had successfully evacuated all the citizens. Art attempts to introduce himself to Marcos the commander, but his words were cut short as Marcos tells him to stay out of this. His eyes were glowing bright green. He tells Art that it was the Royal Knight's territory now. Just as numerous Royal Knights appear beside Art, Marcos the commander tells his troops to go and annihilate the monsters. He then stood still and began chanting a spell. Pettis sees this and immediately covers his face with his arms, yelling at Marcos about whether he was seriously going to unleash that power here. He then yells at Art to stand his ground. Marcos slams his gigantic sword into the ground, causing a huge shockwave to erupt with him in the center. The shockwave destroys everything that stood in its path, just like Pain in Naruto Shippuden. A huge explosion could be seen in the skies as monsters were flung back. The powerful shockwave soon comes to a stop, revealing two huge circles that surround Marcos as he stood in the center. Pettis yells at him saying that it was dangerous and that if Marcos wanted to kill all of them. Marcos apologies and states that since they were outnumbered, he had no choice but to weaken them a little with Quake. Hearing that Marcos used the Quake spell, Art thought about how the original Quake could only make your opponent's body quiver at most. The other Royal Knights could be seen fighting against the various monsters in the capital. Until a gigantic bear monster lunges toward which catches the Royal Knight off guard. A huge clash explosion is seen as the other Royal Knights watch. Smoke and dust were scattered everywhere until a gloved hand is seen in the smoke. Commander Marcos had rescued the young Royal Knight in time and had blocked the monster bear's attack with his arm. He grips onto the snout of the bear monster, before slamming it directly into the ground, causing a massive impact that even cracked the ground. His eyes were filled with an unwavering wave of determination and fierceness as he stares ahead. He walks slowly to a group of monsters filled with various types such as crows and bears as his body radiates a bright aura. With a single massive swing of his sword, he slices all the monsters in one move. A monster bear soon appears behind Marcos, but he had noticed it already by then. A clash of strengths caused an explosion of smoke and dust to form once again from where they stood. Art could only stare in wonder and thought that there was no doubt about it that among the people that he had met so far, the Commander Marcos' strength was in an entirely different league. As the smoke and dust dissipates, Marcos could be seen standing triumph over the monster bear that wanted to sneak attack him. Pettis appears and strokes his chin, telling Art that thoroughly and overwhelmingly until there is nothing left. That man is completely focused on annihilating the enemy before him. The reason the Imperial capital has preserved its peace to this day is that ever since Marcos joined the Imperial Knights roughly 15 years ago, not a single invasion was made by other nations. Art listened to how Pettis spoke so highly about Marcos, knowing that that was not all, as Commander Marcos had also bought time by acting as bait so that the evacuees and his troops would be unharmed. Art shows a disappointed look, thinking about the possibilities he could have if he only had half as much courage as Commander Marcos. He thought about the what-ifs as he recalls the incident back at the ballroom.
Grib. I was
What
like
you up to?
in here for like 2 hours waiting for you.
I saw you. I said hi. I'm going for a haircut. I'll be back.
Oh, you must have said it right before I grabbed my mic. Then, damn.
Yeah.
I just uploaded a few videos to YouTube. That worked.
Nice.
I was watching something and I look over at Discord and I see your screen's changed. I'm like, Crib's back!
Oh.
By the way, John joined for like an hour and then left.
God damn it.
You
Of course
missed
he
him.
did.
You missed him, Chris. You missed him. I don't
Fuck
think
you.
he said a single word
You're
back.
playing Warframe?
Yes, I'm on Farmframe.
You don't play this game.
I had nothing better to do. Plus, I'm running recording, and don't worry, I'll edit if we use any foul language. I'll edit out.
The only foul language I can think of is you screaming the N-word at the top of your lungs, so.
I can cut that out, so I don't care.
Very well.
See, I'm not like David. I'm not doing Twitch first. I'm going to do YouTube first because I can edit the videos on YouTube.
Exactly. And I'm trying to get prime parts for Baroque tier right now.
See, I don't have Barricatier's thing.
Tenocon relay?
Yep, I don't have Tenocon there.
Well, if there's anything you want, you can give me the ducats and I'll get it for you.
Wait, you can give people ducats?
You give me prime parts.
That's fair. Yeah, okay.
So,
I think that's fair.
flip through his inventory, see what you want. I'll get you it.
Sweet.
Fuck you. In the ass.
Fucking. I was supposed to have an interview
God
today.
damn it, you have the same ship as me.
Yeah. I was supposed to have an interview today, right? And
Yeah.
the fucking company calls me and goes, So I was like, this is early. Why are you guys calling me so early? And they're like, we don't have an interviewer today. He caught COVID.
Oh, damn.
So their replacement one, because they're a small business, they're like, our replacement one will be here tomorrow.
Damn.
So my interview got delayed by a day. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Also, did you see the icon change on my Discord?
I did. I did. I don't even know what that is.
It was a quick sketch that I threw into an AI generator, and it's what that got.
And connection lost.
Well, fuck. Hurry, Chris. There's still room. No. I'm leaving.
We're leaving.
I'm leaving. Fuck these people. I don't care. Crib is more important.
Die.
I'm like, there's still time. As I say, I open my menu, and it's just like, nah, not anymore.
Nah, bro. Go fuck yourself. Fine, I will.
I need another invite,
Defense.
Chris.
Defense or survival? I know.
Survival.
Oh.
Although you, actually, what level? Is if it's
Steel
low
path.
level. Oh, still path? Oh
Yep.
shit. I haven't.
The last mission was.
Trying to think of a good frame to bring for still path because I still have to change a lot of my frames around.
I mean, Revenant works.
Revenant does work, but I'm getting tired of playing him just because I play him so much.
You don't even play the game. What do you mean?
I mean, when you're all asleep, sometimes I hop on and play.
Let me see here. Okay. Playing Revenant.
I need to build Forma and build Saren, and I want to build a Mesa too.
Mesa. She's got a new tech.
She did.
Yeah.
What did they change?
And her first is fucking ridiculous now. It's
So
odd.
Ubisoft finally updated and now I can install For Honor now.
Hell yeah, I have that installed too.
Yeah, it only took Ubisoft fucking forever to allow it to happen.
Probably just gonna chill in one big room.
I love having 30 hits of invincibility.
No, why did I bring Loot Boy here? It's a terrible idea.
Don't worry, I also brought my Chris's replacement. You were the only one with bad idea. Sorry, but your replacement's not the strongest.
Not at all. No, I've been telling you this for ages.
I just don't have any mods for it, so. Whenever I get combat mod, it's like, whoa, delete. Cause I literally don't use it for anything other than farming, and if you're farming, why go to still path? I just wish like games like Warframe would have things like kind of thing. Oh, like when they came out with crossplay, it would have came out with like cross progression. But at the same time, the problem I have with
crossplay is still not fully developed. Is the thing.
My problem with
crossplay, they're working towards that once they fully like have crossplay developed.
Yeah. My problem with crossplay and cross progression, right, is both my accounts are under the same email. Yeah, I have two different accounts. So
Damn.
when it comes to that, it's not like it's just gonna merge my accounts. No. I have to pick which one I want.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's gonna be for all of them. It's gonna be you can't merge it. They're gonna do the same shit they did for Destiny. There's no merging. It's gonna be
Which
just like
sucks
pick which
because
one you
like
want.
when it comes to like cosmetics, my PlayStation account. But when it comes to
Yeah.
fucking honestly, I might transfer it over to computer and just sell the account.
Good.
That's some OG cosmetics on there.
Same. There's some cosmetics you can't even get anymore.
Yeah, same. I've seen Wish get more play now because of her rework. I'm just like, it's nice and all, but I'm using a weapon where having a Wish on my team kind of a hindrance.
Notaruk, yeah. And Wisp didn't get reworked.
She didn't.
No. The only thing she got is an augment for her first. Ruta got reworked for like the 18th time.
Of course.
Volt got reworked.
You did? What did they
Yeah.
change about Volt?
Really minor is his 4, I guess, wasn't working properly or some shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I
I don't
forgot.
know.
I'd have to double check it.
Last time I played Volt, he felt weaker than last time. I don't know.
You know,
He feels weaker now.
he's still good though.
Yeah.
He's in a good spot right now.
I never said he was bad. I just said he felt weaker.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
When you see chunks of his health just disappear, it's so satisfying to watch.
Yeah. Let me go back. Let me go back. Honestly, yeah, I could just chill down here and not care.
The nice thing about Revenant, though, is you don't have to worry about the character's abilities as much. He's just a character, you press one button. You can use his other abilities, they're just not as efficient as other frames. Unless you're using this one, then it's kind of nice to give some AoE crowd control. Oh.
We're just here for ducats. It's all getting sold.
When you see millions of damage dealt in this now, it is so fucking hard to read every number.
Oh yeah, no. But it is clearer though.
It
Old
is
numbers used to
clearer.
get really tiny.
Yeah, it's clearer. But it's just such a mess if you're not paying attention.
Oh yeah.
Austin's playing Modern Warfare?
Excuse me?
If I read that right. Hold on, I gotta check. what game oh, he's playing Black Ops 2 Zombies. I would totally play Black Ops 2 with Austin. What the fuck? Oh wait, I don't know if Austin's in this chat.
He is.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, he's in this one.
He's everyone's editor besides mine because I already know how to edit.
No.
The only thing I'm trying to figure out lately is I'm trying to relearn how to do lighting. It's really fucking hard, by the way.
What?
Doing lighting through editing, like not before the video but afterwards, because I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
What? Lighting?
Yeah, in editing software.
Oh.
So that means after the video, not during.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of hard to figure out. I've been working on it though.
I used to edit my own videos. I understand.
Yeah, I think me, you, and Austin are the only ones with the editing history.
Yeah.
I tried a lot of shit, man.
If I were to get back into it, I don't even know what software I would use. There's so many
I
now.
didn't either.
I honestly probably just use OBS. OBS would be able to do most of the shit I needed to.
I literally called Austin and said, "Hey, listen, I'm not gonna have you do it for me, and I know how to do some editing. I just need to know where to go." And he said, "Oh, okay, go to this place."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, is that free or no?" And he's like, "Well, this one's free and this one is, so get this one." So I was like, "Cool, thank you, Austin."
No.
Yeah, no, in our graphic design class, it was basically just editing. It sucked ass so much. Like the one at Shasta.
Yeah.
And with cybersecurity, the reason I decided not to continue it, not only since I left Walmart, but I decided not to continue it because of the fact that currently they are making only $22 an hour. You wanna know where California is trying to raise minimum wage to?
What?
$20 an hour.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Yeah.
$20 an hour minimum wage.
Yeah.
That is fucking retarded.
Dude, work at In-N-Out or McDonald's, you make $20 right now.
Yeah, no, that's fucking stupid as fuck.
Yeah, I literally pissed off a whole bunch of McDonald's workers because I went there. I said, "Do you think your work here is as valuable as a starting engineer? Because that's the same amount of money they make."
Yeah, that's fucking horseshit.
They're like, "Well, it's hard." I'm like, "No, it isn't. You work 8
What's
hours."
fucking wrong?
Like, if you
8-hour fucking shift.
yeah, you work 8 hour shift. If you look at engineer shifts, and they're only making about as much as you, like, yeah.
Ooh, that's 100
Let's
ducats.
go.
You wanna know what I'm trying to get right now?
What?
Prime Chamber.
That's what I wanted to do, other than Siren and Mesa. I need to make a Garuda, or not Garuda, Gara, build. New build.
Got you. Got you.
I was thinking about it. I was like, what was it called again? Fuck, I don't remember.
Frame does the thing with the stuff.
It's been a while.
I feel it.
But yeah, no, I did a like sketch. It wasn't a very in detailed sketch. I threw that into a freaking avatar creator by a AI, and that's what it came up with. I was like, you know what, that looks half decent. It works for now. At least until I can get Austin to help me make it a better avatar. Holy shit, that was a lot of damage.
Honestly, if I could just put on a Var's quiver instead of this, but it's the main beat to the music. That's why I use it.
You wanna know the funny thing? I uploaded
Oh.
the crap champions gameplay where I was AFK half the time, just because that's what I
Oh,
used
fuck.
for my first sliding, right?
Oh,
And I asked the most views.
damn. The video you're not even in has the most views. Let's go. AFK.
The video you're in.
God damn it. Of course. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure at this point you're my fans' favorites. Quote unquote.
Let's go.
It has 15 views and 2 subs. Chris. I downloaded it yesterday.
Nice. Can I go invisible? Jesus. Fucking Octavia sucks, dude. Just a fucking invis. Such a pain in the ass. Fuck you, Corpus. 5 mil red broad. Red crit. Range. Yep.
Range.
Yeah, my range and ability strength just doubled.
Oh, from there.
I'm hitting that guy over there.
Nice.
I cover this entire room.
That
That's ridiculous. That's impressive. Holy shit.
Revenant, the only one that can stand in something and not be affected that much. Literally just stand still, shoot a bow. So literally what I was doing.
Well, you headed out? Please, college office. Oh, that's what I'm doing on Warframe right now. He sent me a text and was like, you want to play some pods? Alright, dog. I'll see you tomorrow at PT. Hoorah. I'm having time tomorrow. Shut up! I swear to God. I didn't say it. Nah. Well, I meant to do this, then I saw my phone and just went, ah, bitch. Alright. I'll be sober, sadly. Later.
Holy shit, why do I have so much health?
Wisp.
Okay. Still, that's a lot of health.
1300?
Yeah. Wait,
Oh, yeah, wait. Why do I only have 1300 and y'all have 23? Wisp! You cucking me right now?
Holy shit, and
God
now my health is back down to 300. Wisp.
Ha! Ha! Look at that! Ha!
Jesus
Yeah, my
Christ.
fucking shit, dumbass! Fuck you.
He's dead. You do not need 23,000 health.
2300? Oh. It was a 23,000?
Yes, 23,000.
Excuse? Bro's correct.
Just needed a few thousand. No, are we losing an ally? Okay.
Are we good?
We're good. We're good. By the way,
We good.
just so you know, when you come back, I'm pretty sure Brent's gonna try to get you into Magic.
Oh yeah. I already know. Fucking yeah, I'll be back the 22nd probably. Or 21st.
Okay.
21st is gonna be Schaefer's graduation, and I'm going to it.
Of November.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that you're going to his graduation because I'm the only other one going to his graduation.
You're gonna be there too?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. It's gonna be
You're
fucking
the
terrifying
only
being back
fucking
there.
people out of our friends that actually support him.
Yeah. One of my buddies here, I was talking about how I'm gonna be going to my buddy's boot camp graduation. He's like, "You gonna go in your blues?" I'm like, I don't know if I wanna like be around all those drill instructors in my blues. Like, I know I'm a Marine and everything, but that also seems fucking. I don't know. I'll think about it. That'd be kind of cool, but also like.
The instructors might actually be happy to see you, Chris.
Dude, imagine if I meet one of my drill instructors. Oh my god, dude. And they're still there? Oh my
All I know
Jesus.
is Schaefer's gonna have one hell of a time.
Yeah, dude.
Went down to
He's already
Meps.
started.
Yeah, he went down to Meps, right? And when he came back,
Yeah.
he told me, "I'm so scared." I said, "Why?" He said, "The fucking drill instructor remembered me from last time that I was in Meps."
Oh, the fucking liaison. Yeah, the liaison knew him. He was like, "Oh, I remember this guy."
Did he tell you that he got pulled over?
He got pulled over.
Yeah, he got pulled over that night.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he
I
got
think he did.
He didn't get a ticket, but he got pulled over.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he told me about that.
Yeah.
And then he oh fuck. What the fuck is happening?
Luckily,
Where did everybody go? Why'd you leave me?
They left us. I'm here. I was literally behind one door.
Okay. I was invisible, alone, naked, and afraid.
Our teammates.
But yeah, no. I forgot what he told me, but yeah, he talked to me last night. One last time.
Yeah, no, he wanted to talk to me. I was like, dude, I'm at Brand's house. He's like, never mind.
Damn.
Yeah. But I hanged out with him the night before. Then he got literally shit skinned. They killed me while I was proccing my ability, Chris.
Damn. What are you gonna say though?
He did hang out with me the like 2 nights before he left. He that's when he got pulled over, was while he was hanging out with me. Luckily for him, the fucking cop was hella nice.
Nice. What did he do wrong?
He didn't have his backlights on.
Oh, got you.
And they were looking for drunk drivers.
Damn.
The police officer pulled us over and he goes, "How old are you guys?" I think he actually thought we were drunk drivers because Schaefer drove around since 44 with his backlights off.
God damn it. Oh my god, what the fuck?
And we had our hands up and, like, you know, you're supposed to put your hands where the cops can see them. The cop was
Yeah,
like,
not if you're in the vehicle though. You just kind of put them on the steering wheel.
steering wheel or the dash, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did, and he told us to relax because we were too young to be what he was looking for. Which is ironic
Oh,
because
he's
a
like,
lot
bro.
of kids
Ew.
drink here.
Fucking, I'm gonna head for evac. We've both already gone down.
Should we kill him first?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where's he spawning?
Good question. Where did he spawn?
He spawned way the fuck over here.
Yep.
Oh, but the rhino narcotics, man.
No, he's unvaulted right now. Chill, chill.
Oh, he is. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I like
I got you.
rhino though.
You're about to be like, oh, I need that.
I have
Yeah.
Rhino Prime, but he sells for good.
Yeah, facts. Oh. No, wait. We were leaving anyways.
Yeah, you said we were leaving, so I didn't.
God damn it!
Where the fuck?
I need the fucking steel essence. Where's this dickhead at?
He's way the fuck back here, Chris. Where'd he go? On me, Chris.
God damn, I was going the wrong way.
Literally on me, Chris.
I'm here.
Stay back. Yeah. I'll show you my second most viewed video that I've uploaded. It's a very short video because like I said, I'm just using it to do editing. It's a clip from Apex. It's one of the funniest sniper shots I've ever gotten in that game.
Fuck yeah.
Here on. Here. And just do a full screen. Wrong thing. It is this one. I dare them to open that door again. Right. I overthrow that, right? The ult. I'm like, fuck. I think I threw it too far. Yeah. Down.
Bruh. Bing.
Bang!
Bro went click. Bing.
Yeah. It's such a clean sniper shot though, right?
Yeah. Bro did us said bing.
I downed the guy, right? I thought Brennan was on push. Brennan goes to the side watch.
I'm going around.
And that got me killed. If Brennan would have pushed, he would have probably actually killed that guy. But by the time I made it up there and opened that door, the guy was revived.
God damn it.
Yeah. The communication with our team is just horrible.
Oh yes.
And I have Twitter.
Can I actually take you
to what?
to the relay?
I don't think so.
We're about to find out.
Wee. Yep. Bye, crib.
God damn it.
Wee.
Motherfucker. What time is it? 19:30. Fuck, dude.
Do you work tomorrow?
I have training Tuesday tomorrow, 6:30 PT, so I need to go to bed at a decent time. But
Fuck.
yeah.
I have an interview at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah! It was 11 a.m. today, but they canceled on my ass.
God damn it.
Like, yo, the guy got COVID.
Oh man. Okay. I still have my Redeemer set.
What is the chances, though, right? Like,
It just
sorry,
died
we
the next
got
day.
rescheduled. He had
Yeah.
COVID. Like, it's a Zoom meeting. Couldn't you just have someone else interview me?
Crazy how it could have worked like that, but no.
But no,
But no.
of course not. I
Aw.
wish I could play Black Ops 2 with you. I would also be down to
I
play
own
Black
Black
Ops.
Ops 2, I just don't have it installed.
You only have to install zombies, it's 5 gigs.
Jesus. Only 5.
Yeah, for zombies, and it's
A
all
Call
the
of Duty
mods I
game?
have. Yeah, imagine.
Crazy.
So, Chris, you want to know the funniest thing about the AI art that I have, right? I
What?
literally drew a person outline, no hair, no clothes, just an outline of a person and a few strings going back, and it came up with that somehow.
Hey, yo, whatever works.
Whatever word.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good, actually.
Mhm.
Especially since it's
Um,
just the avatar.
Damage blessing.
Damn. You getting all the damage blessings already, man?
I know, right? I need to get fucking I'm trying to look at all the mods right now. The only thing I think I want right now is Prime Chamber, and it's fucking 3,000 ducats.
That's what I need to think about. What mods does Burrow have? Do I have all the Prime mods still?
All of them.
I know, but I'm trying to think what ones do I need?
Prime Reach, Prime Ravage.
I believe I have Prime.
Ooh, split fights.
Rarity. I have Prime. I have 2 Prime Reaches, Pressure Point and Prime Fever for melee.
Prime Fulmination.
Do I have Prime Fulmination? Fulmination is for primaries or secondaries, I forget.
Fulmination? Pistol.
Pistol?
Firestorm is rifle.
I do not have that. Okay. Is there a way, is there a way for me to pull up Barrel's inventory at all?
Yeah, dude. You have Alaka frame?
Who?
Alaka frame?
No, I don't.
Oh, then just look up fucking on Google.
Or
Deno on
Frame B. How do you spell Barrel?
BARO.
A-R-O. Katir.
KITEER.
I already found it.
Yeah.
Inventory. Pulled up the fandom, bro.
Hell yeah.
Woo! Let's see. Prime Trauma. Really? That seems like the most pointless one. Prime Heavy Trauma?
Yeah. Facts.
You know, I'm just going to type in all items because looking up his inventory didn't help. Would cost holy shit! To get all his items, it would cost 66,680,000 credits and 101,000 ducats. Okay, let's do this type. Warframe chamber.
All right.
Alright.
What are we doing next?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at his barrel couture's inventory. He has a fuck ton of mods, bro.
So what do I have? Ooh. I'm rocking 99 steel essence right now. I'm gonna go to a relay real quick.
Alright. Is there a cap on still essence inventory? Killing an enemy has a 60% chance to miss. What the fuck? That's an interesting mod that I've never heard of. Split flight.
Oh. What was it doing? Oh yeah, dashing.
Is there even a reason to get a split flight?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. It's really good on the Daiku, Ceranos, all that trash.
Use the Daiku, I don't use the Ceranos.
Damn.
Mainly because slots I haven't built for that. Yep.
Well,
What?
I have 105,000 Kuva now.
Jesus Christ.
Which means I need some luck, Seth. Your luck in particular.
Oh, if you want my luck, take it. It's been pretty bad.
I am currently streaming.
Okay, one
What am I? What ribbon am I gonna roll?
I'm pulling up through their stream. 1 second. Where is Discord? Discord. Back to the chat. Watch stream. Alright, Crib. Let's do this. Okay.
What the fuck?
Why Why do you have so many?
I get all this. My Siam ribbon.
Cyan.
Siam's this weapon.
I don't think I've ever gotten that weapon.
It's a fucking operator melee.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That stick, which now is useless because fucking ceramic dagger and Magistar have Incarnons, which are better.
It said, cosmic background radiation is a riot.
What don't I need? I don't need that. I don't need that.
Don't you dare get rid of them the way I think you're getting rid of them.
Don't need that. I have this, which is useless, because I don't use it. I don't even have it.
Really fucking strong if you have the right build for it.
Same thing with hate, though. Ooh, I do have Velocitus.
And you have 2 Zarbots. Jesus Christ, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think you have enough ribbons?
Nope. Only 39 capacity. Nagantaka. Do I need that?
Do you have a Nyan Targa?
I do. I don't use it.
You have so many weapons you just don't use.
Oh, Darkroom. That's right. I have 2 Darkroom ribbons.
Oh. You know what I
For,
don't have? At all?
Huh.
Fucking
What?
thermal rounds.
For what?
Thermal rounds. Fire, it was the 60-60 fire, what?
Thermite rounds?
Yeah, thermite rounds, sorry.
Or,
Dyslexia,
hold
remember?
on. Yeah, thermite rounds. I've got extras. And Scattering Inferno for shotguns.
Okay. So far, that, and I need to check if I have that or not, so... Where is the...
Okay. I'm gonna roll my... I could roll Vectis and hope for the best.
You could! I mean, if you get something good, you can either sell it or keep it. That is a horrible Vectis reel.
Yeah, it's unrolled. I'm tempted to, but also I use
ribbons
Giant.
don't sell for fuck all now.
What?
So unrolled ribbon mods don't sell for fuck all.
Oh yeah, facts. I'm tempted to roll my Siam because I actually use that weapon on Calervo.
Yeah.
Or oh, Volker. I could roll this. This is what I use for Tricat.
Yeah?
I already have 60 rolls on it. Yeah, fuck it. Seth, give me your luck. Come on. Hand it over.
I already said you can have it.
Give me more. More. No.
Fuck no.
No.
I told you it's been pretty bad lately. You will get out this entire thing. You'll get one really good roll.
Oh, gross. Crit chance damage punch through. No.
No.
Already burned through 25,000. Blast and shock. Wow.
Man. That is
69. I'll do like 20 rolls on Vectus. That's better than Zoom.
Yeah.
Minus Zoom, but that's shit. Plus mag capacity can go fuck itself.
No. Look at the fire rate. That's like the worst Vectus possible.
Disgusting.
Ugh.
Okay. No. Come on. God damn it. Come on.
My words will haunt you, Chris.
Crit chance. No.
Fuck no.
Plus Zoom. Jesus. Not a single run. Not a single one of these is good. Wow.
No. I told you my luck's been pretty shitty lately. You gotta find me on a good day, Chris.
Multi-shot corrosive recoil.
Bang! Oh shit!
Oh, fuck.
Oh hell no!
Negative multi-shot
Hell,
corrosive.
oh no!
Wow. Holy shit. This is bad.
You're getting done bad.
Slash Corpus crit chance.
No, the other one's better.
It's worth crit chance. Heat. Reload speed. Recoil. Actually, though? No. Actually, no.
Man, you're just not having lucky today, huh?
Oh my fucking god.
Even
Doing 2
with
more
my
rolls.
luck. I thought you said to 20.
Nope. Not anymore.
So, like, I can't waste the Kuva on this.
No. No, fuck that. Fuck that piece of shit. I think I should put 10 more rolls on my Siam. What do we think? Or should I go back to Volker?
Do it, the balls. Scion.
Siam or Volker?
Scion.
Siam? 10 rolls. Here we go.
Do 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 do.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, no.
Melee damage, crit damage.
Status
It's worse crit
duration
damage,
minus
though.
combo duration. I don't know, that's pretty
What?
good, but
It's
Is it better though?
It's less crit damage, but it's more melee damage.
Yeah.
And combo duration doesn't matter because I only use it on Kalervo, which I run Naramon with. So Saturation could also be good because I'll actually fuck with that. I fuck with that.
There's one decent roll, but I said good roll.
It's not the greatest roll, but it's okay. Give me a god roll.
Out of all your Koopa, you're gonna get one good roll.
Range I fuck with, status chance, no. Honestly, anything that I could replace the mods I already have equipped. So like, no, fuck no.
So
If I got like one that was range and attack speed, I'd probably take it.
yeah, that's fair.
No.
That's literally just another mod.
Yeah. Melee damage, puncture, no. Puncture is useful now, but not that useful. Heavy attack efficiency, crit chance, and cold. Oh.
Damn.
Okay, here's my problem. I use it on Kalervo.
Okay.
Kalervo sets your crit chance to 300%. So it doesn't even matter. Crit chance is useless. So this mod is literally just heavy attack efficiency and cold, which is the exact same as focus energy, except cold instead of shock.
Then the other one would be better because you do more damage to the other one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me go to my Kalervo build and look at this real quick. Yes, I named my Octavia build S tier.
I mean, it is S tier.
Saturation, melee damage. Crit damage is 60%, that's 90. What would I get rid of, though? Prime pressure point? No.
Question, Chris.
Uh-huh.
How should I mod, what mod should I get for, characters? Is that how I'm looking at it? I'm realizing I don't really have that many Warframe mods.
What do you mean?
Like, I have a lot, but not that many strong Warframe mods.
Excuse me? Look at my capacity.
Oh, what? How?
-2, baby.
What do you have?
It happened again.
Okay, cool. Cool. I thought that was
I'm
an
not gonna run
operator's
Karthus
weapon.
anymore.
Wait, I thought that was an operator's weapon.
It is. But you can put on your Warframes. I don't need health conversion anymore because I don't think Overguard's affected by armor.
What would be a good build for Saren?
It's not affected by armor in any way, so take that off. One guard. Subsume Gloom on her and you will never die.
Okay, I got that much, but like, what do I replace for Gloom? Molt?
Yeah. Molt or her 4. Get rid of Miasma. Miasma's would be better to get rid of,
Yeah,
honestly.
let's say my.
It's her second cleanses status. And her 4 isn't really useful. Unless you just want to end a single run.
What aura do you run on
On 7?
Yeah.
Depends. If what's your polarity?
I think it's deep base. Yeah, it's deep base.
Yeah, then just put on like uh physique.
Which I do not have.
Fuck.
I don't have physique.
Rejuvenation?
Don't have.
Combat discipline?
I do have combat discipline.
I mean, you're running Gloom, so combat discipline is like mint right there if you have Arcane Avenger.
I believe I have Arcane Avenger. Actually, I believe I have a R5 Arcane Avenger now that I think about it.
Oh yeah.
Where the fuck is that? I know for a fact I can sacrifice them once in here. Where the fuck is it? God, why is there so many Warframe? There's one. Oh, I'm short on this.
The balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
Get rid of my asthma. We'll do config 1. Great. Why do I have... Okay. I do not think this is needed.
What?
I apparently have like a range Siren.
A what?
My Siren's has 290 range.
Fuck yeah. John? He fucking exists.
Hey, John.
I have missed you all day. I hope you know that.
I told you he was here earlier.
I know, but I was off getting a haircut.
I do have our
I haven't gotten,
Ranger.
I hadn't gotten one for fucking
On damage, 25% chance to do 45% crit chance. 45. Increase 45% crit chance. That's not bad at all. What other arcane should I run? I don't really have any good arcanes. Ooh, run this. What's up, John?
Not so much.
just kind of chilling. How's your day been?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Making sure. Sprint speed, casting speed could be good. Ability is key.
What are you trying to build Starbout for?
Well, I don't need to be dodging anymore with them, so I'm getting rid of that. I was running the Karna set.
Hmm.
Yeah. I might have to level some shit here, but,
I
you
think
know,
I
it'll be
am
fine.
also in the
Fine.
middle of leveling shit.
Yeah. Keen Strike. That's a lot of crit chance. Oh yeah, John, it happened again.
Hmm.
Are you watching my stream?
Yeah.
You see it?
-2.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah.
How much Kuva?
Oh.
How much still essence is it for Kuva?
For Kuva? Right now there's one for 55 steel essence gives you 50,000 Kuva.
Damn, and I'm at 40. I'm at 40 still essence.
God damn.
Aw, failed to join session. Damn.
God
Failed
damn
to
it.
join you, Chris.
Just give me a sec.
You
I'm
like
using my brain.
you like the avatar that was made basically out of a shitty sketch, John?
Which one?
My icon.
Yeah, the one that's Toshiro.
It's not Toshiro though.
Not.
It looks like him, but it's not.
Yeah.
I literally, this was literally a sketch that went through AI generator, and that's what it came up with. So technically, it's not Toshiro because technically it would be uncopyrighted.
Also, if you guys want the Gappa Prime, there's a key for it right now.
What?
Key?
Gappa. Yeah. You could
What do you
only
mean?
get it by watching TennoCon, but there's a key for it. The fucking yeah.
What do you mean key?
The fucking digits that you can redeem.
Or the code?
Yeah, key.
Well, it's not a key.
It's a fucking whatever.
What is it, Chris?
I don't fucking know. The Gappa
Yeah,
is gun. Is gun.
this gun. Do I want
His
it?
gun. It randomly red crits.
Kinda sounds like I might want it.
It's kind of cool. Team code. I don't even know what the code is.
Where is redeem code?
Code for God.
It's near Marco.
Prime.
Market.
But it only does puncture damage.
Redeem code.
Oh,
Or
never mind.
what?
I was told that they are giving out a key for it, or a fucking code, but doesn't look like they have yet.
Also, I denied your invite, so I'm gonna go farm citrine.
Okay. Never mind. Just can't get it yet.
Apparently.
Oh, I can't even ping it in chat.
What did you ping in chat?
You can't ping it in chat.
Oh. Why? They look so cool, but it is almost $100 for that. Fuck no.
The
For what?
heirloom skin.
What?
Oh yeah, $90 for that piece of shit, bro. That pisses me off.
It looks good, but it's not that
Yeah,
good.
but you can't fucking it's $90 fucking. You can go fuck yourself. Hell no. I'm paying $90 for that. It looks awesome, and I really wanted to, but I'm not. I cannot justify $90 for 2 skins.
Crib, Envy.
We're in the same lobby, dude.
Envy.
Okay. Oh, Bosis upgrade. Up on this.
God damn it, there's a Vex incursion going on.
Huh?
There's a Vex incursion going on right now.
Okay.
I hate that helmet fits the fucking deluxe skin for Saren. Especially since I don't want to buy anything. Oh, this is the deluxe skin helmet. No, it's bad.
Okay. You ready?
Yep, what are we doing?
I have shit to level, but I was probably just gonna level while we get more prime parts.
Alright, 1 second, let me see if I can form into a secondary weapon.
And that's max energy.
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, unequip my secondary. Just make sure my melee levels up faster. There we go. Alright, Crib, let's go.
Okay. Fuck it. I don't need this, but I want to bring it.
I'm honestly, how do you check how much AI you have? Ayla. How do you pronounce that?
Aya.
Aya? Like that?
Yo, I have 5.
Same.
Okay.
John's like, no comment.
I have more than
John
5,
here
and I
with 40.
spent a shit ton of it.
Again, John out here with 40.
I mean, like,
I had more than that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Out here with the big bucks. Jesus. Calm down. Calm down.
I mean, if
Okay.
the interview goes good, tomorrow I'll be making 50K a year.
Oh yeah.
And that's just starting off, but like I'll also finish real estate school like not that long afterwards, so I can also do that.
But yeah. Alright. Fucking, we doing Steel Path or,
You think we can survive Still Path right now?
You could, I couldn't. Let's just do a normal survival. Mesa?
Alright.
Did Chris tell you about our little oopsie yesterday?
No.
What oopsie did we do?
Pissed us off for an hour and a half.
What oopsie did you guys do?
What did we do?
So Yesterday, Chris and I were playing Warframe. We did circuit.
Oh yeah.
I got Stalker, and Chris was having some troubles surviving,
Uh-huh.
and we thought that we had gotten to tier 5 for the incarnate. Turns out we got tier 4.
Yeah.
My Warframe.
And we were negative 30 minutes on the reset. So we were really hyped to get the incarnate on, and we just didn't get it. We were like, finally, we're done! And then we saw tier 4 and we're like, oh.
I really should aim for getting some incarnate.
They're busted as fuck.
I don't have a single one.
Oh, I'm running down one. You what?
I don't have a single one.
Bro, you need to get at least one.
I should say that. I have the basic armor weapons, but I don't have the attachment.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. I need to get to my own area.
Oh, ability strength is doubled. 1,095% red crit or crit chance. That is a red crit right there. That is a deep fucking red crit.
I ran out of energy. Cool.
That's funny number. That is ridiculous. No one needs that much crit chance. Hello? Hello?
Just touchdown San Diego.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Easy day, man. You're about to go to... Hell yeah. With what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you told me that. No. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Damn. That's nice.
Everyone's killing everything too fast.
It's actually
They made it what?
day short.
8 days shorter? Fuck yeah. Why? Oh shit.
That's why I got the trade first.
That's fucking nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's saying they're gonna extend our lead like off. That's what they said. I don't know how much I believe, but
Oh yeah, cause holiday block leave. Yeah. They might. So yeah. Cause for holidays they give you holiday block leave. Your leave might go into the negative, but you'll get like a whole month off, so it's pretty tight.
yeah.
Yeah, it's lit.
Yeah, no, the final stretch.
Damn straight. And
Yeah. That made it.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, honestly. It's the funniest place, you can't laugh.
Yeah, I know. We had so they had drill instructors.
Really? Oh yeah.
Thinking, oh no, it's Arlie Army all over. I'm gonna say I'm gonna laugh at something to bug me out.
Oh yeah. It's great.
Right? Well, at least there's some loud people. We have at least 12 of us trying to. Not me though.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to go for meritorious Lance Corporal, it's the way to do it. Yeah, 9 months. 9 months. 6 months after boot, but yeah, 9 months in grade. All right.
Just like.
Just you wait till you can call yourself Marine.
I bet that feels really nice.
All right, man. Fucking, you need anything? I've got tonight and tomorrow I have PT, but after that, I'm pretty sure I have the day off. So. Yeah, fucking. I already texted your dad. Your dad texted me, and yeah.
Let
Huh?
him know that I plan on texting his dad later.
Oh, got you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, he's gonna hopefully your dad will let me know your information so that I can write you a letter on fucking whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. I was contemplating showing up in my blues for your graduation because I'll be a corporal, but I don't know if I want to do that. Johnson's what? Oh my god. That's ridiculous. Hell yeah. Alright, man. Have fun. It's gonna be a great time. It's fun. Alright. Later. He's nervous as fuck.
I can tell.
It's okay. I was shitting bricks when I went.
Yeah.
There's a Kuvawa going on.
John, I need ducats!
Yeah, duckets.
And I just spent 105,000 kuva.
Yeah,
Nope.
and then get shit out of it.
Facts.
We just spend the what'd you roll?
My Siam Riven and my Volker Wraith Riven and a Vectis Riven that was shit.
How much that sign ribbon cost?
The Siam Riven was cheap as fuck. But, like, the rerolls, that's just getting expensive. I'm tempted to try and get an Aki-Core Riven, because this shit's actually really good. It's like the next new core.
This is where you all.
It's a beam rifle with multi-shot.
Ha! Good luck with that shit.
What?
Cheapest ribbon on Warframe Market is 230.
For Aki-Core?
Yeah.
Jesus!
It's like, I mean, it's no, I can't say it's okay. It's mediocre.
What?
Stash chance saturation.
Oh, damn.
There's literally a spore on something. It's like, yes, you have no spores active.
Welcome to the game. That's an MR5 with Gara Prime. That tracks. She was free.
They give it out for free.
Yeah. Whoa, that was crazy. That was the weirdest 180 of my life. Yeah, am I the only one that watched Tenacon?
I didn't because I was doing other stuff.
Very well.
I just didn't give a shit.
That's fair.
Yeah, to be fair.
I was on shift, and I literally just had my phone on in my pocket. I'm pretty sure it was Sunday. Tenacon.
I don't give a shit about Gara Prime.
About the what?
About Gara Prime.
Don't you have Gara Prime?
I had 3.
Had 3.
Like, forgot it was in my inventory. Built another one. Leveled it. Saw my other one. Deleted one. Do the same thing again. I'm not the brightest when it comes to frames in my inventory.
Yeah, relate.
Just like the fucking Argonac.
Eh.
I keep losing.
Even so.
Davey! Tommy says hi.
He's not in the room right now. Just sitting.
God, just scream at him that I says hi.
That sounds like it would hurt.
Screaming?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Hearing Schaefer's voice out of boot camp is gonna be wild.
Dude, I heard to hear his voice that night he came back from MEPS. It was so raspy.
Dude, it's gonna be bad. Yeah. In boot camp, everybody throws up blood at least once, so.
It's what it is.
Happens, you know?
Duckets.
That's what happens when you scream for so long.
Yep. Chris says hi. He says hi back.
Hi! I heard him say hi back.
Are we leaving, Chris, so we can get John?
If you want. I don't know if John's gonna join us.
John, are you gonna join us or no?
I don't care.
You want Prime Chamber? You want Prime Chamber?
I don't care.
Oh my god. John, you can't be depressed Emotine right now.
I was paying much attention to it today. I
Who
also
the
need to
fuck?
go. I'm the one not there, Chris. I went AFK real quick.
I'm the only one here.
Oh. Why do you hear a guitar? No. That shit is loud as fuck, Chris.
I can't hear it.
I literally heard it across the map.
Every time he plays a Shazam, I can't ever hear it.
What? Why
Well,
can't
unless
I
I
hear it
watch
so
his
loud?
stream, I can't ever hear it. What kind of picture are we doing?
I don't know yet. Are you
any
joining us or no?
fucking- Is Davey joining us or no?
No. Denied, Chris.
Whoa.
We don't do about it.
I got time for a couple more missions though, because I gotta go to bed.
That's fine.
I got BT in the morning. Oh, I gotta put my shit in the dryer. Fuck. Alright. Get John in here. Y'all decide what to do. I'll go swap my shit over to the dryer. I'll be right back. Okay?
Alright. So what are we doing, John?
No fucking clue.
Neither do I. I was just hanging out with Chris and Biden.
That tracks.
Where the hell is my Mesa? Mesa. There's Mesa.
Everything in orders, operator? Is that a pun? I will attempt to bypass this fault. Operator, are you enjoying the view?
Where the fuck? Man, I really didn't need to go farming hurricanes when I did.
Hey, fuckers.
Chris is AFK, he's doing laundry.
Well, fuck him. You don't need.
He said he has a few more runs to do, but he has to go to bed pretty soon. I'll take that taunt.
Seth, you changed your profile picture.
I know.
What is it now?
It was just a random sketch thrown into AI generator.
Okay.
Don't know how the AI generator got what it did from that sketch, but he got something.
Right.
It was something to throw in.
Hey, does anybody need any resources? I have a 4-hour resource chance booster.
Not that I know of, personally.
John?
I'm good.
Okay. I don't think Chris needs anything. Dope, what are you guys doing?
Right now, we are currently just modding. Alright, at least I am. I don't know what John's doing exactly.
I'm going through modding my weapons and stuff. What is the disciplines? Dashes. Okay.
Do I think about it? Well, I did. Duviri. Okay, well, I might be farming Duviri.
Why?
For that thing I just sent you, John.
Oh, shotgun Jetta?
Yeah.
Does that? Well, that came from circuit ranks.
From Circuit?
I'm actually not sure.
You guys want to do Duviri?
1 second. I thought it came from. So it comes from either the vendor or the circuit ranks.
I do have way more. I was gonna say, where the hell did all my capes go?
So the Circuit or the what?
Circuit or the vendor can sell it.
Who's the vendor?
Have you done Devere yet?
Yeah.
You know, in the at the end of Devere, how there's that merchant, the wagon right there.
Mhm.
That chick, or you also can go to your Doma Zone. There's a place to flash it there.
Gotcha.
It's the same inventory. It's just two different
locations.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hello, hello?
I roll.
A roll.
Hello?
A roll.
Are we all playing Warframe?
Yeah, you want to do Duviri with me?
Duviri?
Yeah.
He wants shotgun vendetta.
Hmm?
David wants
You
shotgun
what?
vendetta.
You want shotgun?
Yeah.
Vendetta.
Vendetta?
And I also have a resource drop chance booster.
Well, I do as well. But also, I'm trying to get ducats for TennoCon because it leaves in 3 days.
Okay, let's go get ducats.
Oh, okay.
Who am I playing?
Anyone.
What are
We want to do a
doing?
survival. We want to do a defense.
Unreachable.
God damn it.
Which one of your 4 frames are you gonna play?
Shut the fuck up. I've got more than 4.
That
Unreachable.
was the most, like, subtle insult. Which one of your 4 fucking frames you gonna play then, huh?
I'll never see him play 4 frames.
No, but you'd have to be a dick about it.
I wasn't trying to be. I was just like asking, like, which one of the 4 frames?
I got Baruch, I got Umbra, I got Garuda, Grendel, Korra, Lavos, Loki, Nova, Octavia. Oh shit.
I mean, I've only ever seen you play Zaku, Varuna, Shevagoth, and Trinity.
Oh, come on, Davey. Come here, boy.
Oh, there is Lavos too, because I've done Railjack with you.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to make it go by fast, we could do excavation, but I know John hates excavation.
I also hate excavation.
Do we all have steel path?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could do a steel path survival, steel path excavation. What are we feeling?
2 of us are playing Kalervo.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair point. Well, defense, interception, or survival? Pick. What are we feeling, boys?
Survival would probably be the best because it's every 5 minutes. Am I wrong about that statement?
Oh, broke my fucking table.
Jeez, Chris, why are you trying to break your table for?
Fuck
This
that table.
might not be protected. It's going to be attempt at a frame I want.
Oh no.
So I have relics for him.
We all together.
Hey, it's a vaulted relic.
Together. P12?
My interview got rescheduled.
Oh, when is it now?
It's tomorrow because the replacement guy will be there. The interviewer got COVID.
Oh. I thought I had
Nice.
COVID today, man. Fucking, I was unhappy as well. I was just felt like dog shit all day.
COVID or burnout?
A little bit of both.
Yeah. Bop 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 bop.
God damn it, Chris.
Who the fuck? I have none of those. Oh. Fuck robotics.
Oh, that's right. It's 1 to teleport.
Yeah.
You're proud of me, Chris? I didn't bring fucking Avara into this.
He's become the Avara man.
No, bullshit.
Oh, sorry, MR8 friend is the Avara man. That's right. He actually has Avara's abilities tattooed on his forearm.
That's awesome.
I wish that was a fucking joke, too.
Yeah. Nah.
I don't.
The man is built different.
That's dedication.
Yeah, man.
That's like me having a brand sacrificed on my thigh, bro.
I asked him, what are you gonna do if somebody, like, recognizes it in public and starts making fun of you? He's like, dude, they're not gonna make fun of me because they recognized it. They're nerdy enough to know what it is.
No, for real. He has a very valid point.
Yeah. I was like, damn, very well.
Yeah, it feels weird to use Claire's abilities and just watch them die for my second.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is weird seeing them die from your fucking second. Like, let me get some health back. Why are they dying?
Wait, it lifesteals?
Huh?
It lifesteals?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
How did you even find out? Did you lose HP? I'm confused.
No, I haven't lost any HP.
So I'm confused. How'd you find out it lifesteals?
You said it lifesteals.
Yeah.
That's how I found out.
Oh.
Okay, question for efficiency's sake.
What?
Shouldn't we try to find a corner to just kind of sit in?
If you want to make this boring, I guess. Fine.
Well, I mean, we'd all be in the same area, which would increase spawn, right?
I'm here. I'm in corner. Come me.
I mean, technically, yes, but technically, no. Because no matter what, Chris is going to have the highest priority for spawn rate.
Why is he?
How does that work?
He's host.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
No matter what we do, he's going to have the highest spawn rate.
Sorry, I just had to clear a little horde.
Oh, also, who's being hunted by a Shadow Stalker?
I have no clue. Good thing we're not still half.
I thought we were.
Nope.
No, he's too low level for
Yeah, we're good.
Shadow Stalker.
Oh.
You were saying, Chris?
I saw him exist, and I saw him not exist.
I just went flying backwards when his beams hit me while I was in front of him. Just went flying.
Oh yeah.
Well, if I would have known that we weren't in Steel Path, I wouldn't have just suggested sitting in the corner.
Yeah, this is just normal.
Well, the problem lies not necessarily in anyone else, but it's just Chris and I.
Oh,
What do you mean by that?
what do we do?
Our frames kind of are risky to bring into Steel Path if we're not
very true.
fully modded.
But we have shield gating now or overguard gating now, so.
Yeah, but like we're praying that we get overguard back.
So would have formed my Cedo real quick.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I have a envoy.
You turn an envoy on right now?
I'm leveling it, so yeah.
Jesus.
That's right, I have my on-call crew.
Chris needs to get those again, or get the better ones.
The what?
The on-call, the elite.
What do you mean, dude?
There you have it.
Yeah, it's right here.
No, you have the elite crewmates.
Oh, no.
No, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
I have on call. I don't have fucking nutty crewmates yet.
I think it's only I do.
Okay.
Ooh, but carrier.
Yeah? What?
The one boss wants to eat out of.
Well, I want carrier prime.
Boss is eating out of one boss usually eats out because his is empty. The boss is half all over.
Okay.
The boss wants you to come give him food.
Okay.
He wasn't gonna go to you until he'd seen the evil fan.
But I like the
Evil
cookie.
fan.
It's not evil, it's a nice fan.
Tell him. But you just know motherfucking fan. It's all
He's scared of that thing so much. If I want boss out of here, I'm gonna just do this.
Hey, Chris, I'm not in this corner while I
all he has
go.
to see that.
Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, dope. What are you guys doing?
Mac and cheese.
Oh, where are you guys? You're mac and
Mac
cheese?
and cheese. Mac and cheese.
I'm closing programs and task manager currently.
No.
Well, Blitz keeps opening.
Oh.
It's pissing me off, so I'm going to disabling it. Okay. I love declare it was 4 for like this low level. I just kind of cast it and walk off.
You know, my Cedo having infinite damage is nice.
Huh?
Or not, my Cedo having infinite fucking ammo is nice.
What's that infinite ammo? You just middle clicking?
No, you
No.
got the relic.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Who needs accuracy anyway?
Accuracy's overrated anyways.
Okay, this character is kind of broken for like just melee. I kind of hate
Oh
it,
yeah,
but kind of love it.
amazing.
Has David experienced the Calervo?
I
No.
don't think so.
Good luck farming him.
Is it that bad?
I'm back.
It's kind of time gated.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's time gated?
Calervo.
Oh.
Limited time farm in Deveria.
He's around during certain time, like a week.
Oh, let me guess.
Oh.
He's kind of like a Vex invasion type deal. Only
Yeah.
happens so often.
I think it is on a set schedule though. Like it's a certain amount of weeks off and then a week on.
Man. I have ammo again.
What's up, Chris?
Yeah.
You know a question.
What?
With Calervo,
Yeah.
when you activate a second, does it do damage to your overguard or to you?
Overguard.
Okay, well, let's say because like I don't ever take damage.
No, it can damage you if you don't have any overguard.
Let me put duration on.
Duration is not worth.
I just need a
It's
tad
like-
bit more.
For what?
His first.
Nah, dude. Okay, if you have 200% duration, his first lasts 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not worth. Just teleport more.
Isn't Vazarin the 3 that has heavy attack efficiency?
I think so. It used to be Zenoric.
I run Zenoric for the fucking energy. Yeah.
Just run emergence dissipate.
Yeah, that or just run energy pads. One of the two.
Nah. Zenoric.
Super pain in the ass fucking arcane to get.
What? The one you were talking about?
When I just pinged.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
Hold out as long as I can. Hold out for a fucking hot minute then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is.
Voltor Prime
Oh.
is vaulted right now.
No, it isn't. Rhino's out right now. And
My thing just said that it's vaulted.
It's not.
it's not.
It's not? Well then, this needs to fuck off.
Used to update. But,
Yeah, Algorithm's a tad bit out of date.
you wanna know what I just got, John? Let me ping real quick. Trying to get a maxed one of these right now.
Magus Aggress.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I still don't understand what it means by melee transference.
Okay, John? Go to your operator. Okay, look at me. Look at me. Press E. That's melee transference.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, fucking the whole reason I want it max rank is for fucking Atlas, so I can make him viable, and Excal.
I'm sorry to laugh, but I have yet to see an Atlas build that actually works again without having like perfect gear.
Yeah, this is gonna require like perfect gear.
Okay.
Hence Magus Egress.
Because like the last build I genuinely saw that didn't require perfect gear was a pseudo 2-bunch Atlas. Depending on what enemy you hit, it was 2 bunches.
This is gonna be like min-max as fuck.
Are you gonna try for a 1-punch setup?
Yeah. Which the Magus Egress does make it possible, but it still makes it hard. I also need Magistar in Karnan. Because it's the
My
best
ability
in the game
range
right now.
doubled.
Same.
And strength. No, Chris, I'm
Yeah.
Zaku.
I'm fucking Kalervo.
Kalervo's is slightly stronger, sadly.
My melee weapon right now has 1200% crit chance.
What the fuck?
What's mine at?
That is a fucking 7x red crit, 8x red
900.
crit.
Mine's at 900. Yeah, Kalervo is kind of broken if you actually have like a good melee. Well, actually, he's just broken in general.
Yeah.
So, pisses me off that they put a cap on his overguard.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Okay, David.
Why does fucking Styanax not?
Okay, state it. Do you think it's fair that a frame that introduces overguard to the game, which is Chris's and I's white health or white shield?
People. One more time, John. Sorry.
So Chris and I's like white shield, that's overguard.
Yeah.
So Clairvos, the character we're playing, introduced to the game for Warframe at least. It's been in the game for a while. But Styanax gets an augment that allows him to get overguard stacks.
No.
The way they balanced Kalervo was to give him a cap on overguard.
Styanax doesn't have one, I'm assuming.
Doesn't have one.
Oh no.
Neither does Frost.
Yeah.
Frost gets overguard now, and does not have a cap. And Rhino also gets overguard.
What's the ability that gives it to him though?
Iron Skin. You no longer have Iron Skin, you have overguard.
Okay. What's the ability that gives Frost overguard?
It's 4 Icy Avalanche Augment.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? I know it's Warframe, but
I'm talking
complaining about
overguard
a mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can I
fucking.
just say how fucking sad I am that you can't coffee lock in Baldur's Gate?
You can't what?
Yeah, what?
You can't coffee lock in Baldur's Gate.
Again, what?
It's a sorcerer or warlock build that gives you infinite spell slots, but you're not allowed to use 5th levels or above 5th level spells in D&D.
Damn.
So it's just basically the way you do it is you'll play a sorcerer or warlock, and then once you've got that down and you're getting your infinite spell slots, you play a paladin to be tanky as shit. So you're just a spellcaster that can output 5th level and below spells infinitely with never having to worry about spell slots. But you can't, cast the really high level stupid strong spells. Well, let me put it to you this way:
Pure
a max
sorcerer,
level
though.
wizard could just cast Wish and kill you, whereas a coffee lock is just gonna sit there and spam spells at you. You know what I mean?
47 fireballs.
Well, you're limited to the total amount of spells you can cast per turn, obviously, but the main thing a coffee lock has going for them is the versatility of just having an absurd amount of spells and not having to worry about the old, oh, but I might need this spell slot later. You could just be
okay.
You could be sitting there, you're like, oh man, I need to get past this guard to get through that gate, and you're just like, fuck it, charm person.
My fucking favorite thing as a DM is when somebody plays like a wild magic sorcerer, and I personally like homebrewing effects.
Chris,
Yeah.
I built a coffee lock for Seth's D&D campaign as like for shits and giggles to just see what I could do. And normally what you'll do with a coffee lock is you'll build the coffee lock to be the healer of the party, but because you're the healer of the party, I didn't have to do that. So I went down the second best option, which gives me a spell that allows me to, every time I cast it, at higher levels, it gives more temp HP. But every time I cast the spell on somebody, they gain 5 temp HP for 4 hours. And I can cast it multiple times, stacking that temp HP. And as I said, at higher level spell slots, every spell slot, like, so, at first level spell slots, it's 5 HP. Every spell slot above that is 5 extra HP. So, at my 5th level spell slots, I could give somebody 25 temp HP every time I cast it. So, combine my ability to just throw temp HP at our tank and shit, with your ability to just, you know, they can't die by your healing.
Right.
And then, like I said, the main point of a coffee lock is the versatility.
Because of 2E, they can definitely die even with Chris's healing on them.
I don't know, man, because, like, the limit for the amount of temp HP I could give somebody, the amount of spells I could cast in a 4-hour window, considering in combat alone, a turn is 10 seconds. If I were to pre-combat spam a bunch of temp HP on somebody,
a turn is 6 seconds.
Pretty sure it's 10.
No,
It's 6.
A turn is a 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. That's even better.
Yeah.
Because, you know, again, 4 hours.
You're limiting your own power.
And I could, yeah, no, I didn't bother checking. I just assumed it was something like 10 seconds. But honestly, that's just close enough.
Man's out here using the metric system.
It's so much easier to keep track of.
Shut up. Fuck the metric system.
But, no, he's actually true.
Honestly, between, like, the way we do our system with having to keep track of multiple different fucking types of numbers to then go off of,
okay,
honestly, I'd rather...
Celsius then, because that shit makes no fucking sense.
No, okay, see, Celsius, that's fair. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
But I'm like, for like...
the map. Later, boys.
I'm like, for things like measuring and stuff like that, I'm like, the way we do quartz cups and shit aggravates me.
Maybe. Look down.
Oh.
Sorry, like, what are all of you doing?
Farming.
Just all playing Warframe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
God, you're big nerds. Hey, Chris, did you tell David about our Dark and Darker runs?
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, didn't they reset it today?
No.
Garrett said they did. They reset everybody's levels.
No.
That was a while ago, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when it first dropped.
No, because he told me today that they just did it.
They did not. We played today.
Oh?
Unless they did it, like, within the past 5 hours.
It would have been.
Yeah. You can go check then.
I'll go check. But yeah, we had, like, some absurd runs. It was pretty good. My favorite run
we
was
had a lot of runs that pissed us off, though, too.
Chris got out, And then 2 people walked into the room I was in. Oh wait, Chris, did you get out of that one or did you die? The one where the barbarian
Oh,
and
where
the
you
fighter?
had to run around in the room
Yeah.
and got out at the end? I survived.
Yeah, so you know the room that's like that really
Like
big
5 guys in
room
there.
that's got
What
2
happened?
chests, like the 2 good chests in the center, but it also has the Wraith and the Death Knight?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened is I was stuck in that room with a fighter and a barbarian, and I managed to kite the fighter and barbarian through the enemies long enough that they died to the NPCs, and then I had to kite the NPCs around the room long enough that I could get to a door to open the door and get out.
That's
While
rough.
we were in final circle. So it was closing as I was trying to get out, so I had to go out of the circle to open the thing while I only had like 20% of my rogue HP left. So I was literally just like, please open, please open.
Yeah, I did
And
not
I
think he was
got
gonna make
out.
it out, and he barely got out.
Are we going again? John's not here at the moment. Oh, John is here.
Fuck.
That shit had me so on edge.
Hey, puppy.
K-Force.
I do need to probably head out soon, though. I gotta be up by 05. Yeah, if I went to bed now, I'd get 8 hours of sleep.
So probably after
Dude,
this one, good, but
But I will be on tomorrow.
Okay.
no, I'll
Dude.
If none of you are busy.
I'll see you after.
If you guys are busy, I'm gonna play Dark and Darker with fucking Jacob, so.
Guys,
What's up?
Dark and Darker has a proximity chat now.
Yes! I said this today, that it needs proximity chat that should be bad as fuck. Hell yeah! Oh, fuck yeah, we are playing the fuck out of that. Fucking, will you be on tomorrow?
Like just
Jacob?
cave diving?
Essentially.
You don't need crawling?
Yeah.
Jacob?
What?
Will you be on tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Do you work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Damn it. When do you get
I'll
off
be
work?
back around like 9 o'clock a.m. my
9
time.
o'clock? That'll be noon my time.
Yeah. And then I'll
that
probably
works.
be on until around noon, 12 o'clock my time. Or noon, 2 o'clock my time.
Couple hours. I'm down. Down to clown. Davey, will you be on?
When?
9 o'clock tomorrow?
AM?
Yeah.
No, I start work at 9 o'clock AM.
Yeah, they
Fuck.
did.
I don't know
Chris, they
anybody's
did.
schedule.
They reset levels.
God damn it.
And they reset your stash? What is fucking wrong with them? Why do they do this?
Why would they do that?
I think it's an every season thing.
I just got like 5.
Oh my god, it is.
$100.
The season ranking ended. Why would they
That's
reset
crazy.
you seasonally?
That way, everybody who is a high level has to go back through the low level stuff.
Yeah, but they don't even have like the training opened or anything like that. It's literally just you just do some dungeon runs.
Yeah,
It
they
makes us
don't
people
even
that
have
don't
like
wanna
classes
level.
set up yet. How do they care about rankings?
I'm like, most of the rankings, David, are just like, you know, for the loot you get and kills you get and stuff. It doesn't matter
Right.
what level you are. So why the fuck are they making it harder on those of us that don't want to level?
From my understanding, they're doing it how Tarkov does it. I also don't play Tarkov. But the game is based off of Tarkov, is it not?
No, I don't think so.
It's an extraction.
The same fucking. Okay. Yes, but that's also like saying Apex Legends is based off of Fortnite.
Okay,
Or
fair.
PUBG.
Well,
Fortnite is based off of PUBG?
I can
Technically,
buy
PUBG
the
is based
orc
upon
race.
H1Z1, but let's.
H1Z. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
H1Z1.
Dude.
Z1.
You
Bro,
watched
that's
me
Zed.
on that shit, right?
Bye, crib.
Where'd you go, buddy?
Apparently, I have
You like my pet's name?
I have enough of the shards that I could buy the elf or the orc race if I wanted.
How do you get
Sharon.
shards?
I've no idea. It's Triumph. I think you might get it for extracting.
Chris.
Earn one
Chris,
bluestone
aimed
for
after
each
the
time you
nerve
level
engine.
up your Triumph.
Only you and I get this.
What?
Yeah, you earn Triumph XP from
Only you and I
successfully
get that fucking
extracting.
joke.
Gotcha.
What, Saren?
But it says that you can get a max
True.
of 25 of the blue shit, so that's more than enough to get both the elf and the orc race.
Right. I bought the orc for my barbarian.
How?
Not gonna lie.
You can so you can't buy the white skeleton. That's for the Founders Edition only. But you can buy the red skeleton for 6, and I'm at 5, so I might just save up and buy that.
The difference. What does skeleton even give you?
It gives you minus 10 armor rating, but plus 10 magic resistance. The elf race gives you plus 1 agility, minus 1 strength, and the orcs minus 1 agility.
I have the elf race.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I got it because fucking ranger.
I kind of do want to get the skeleton because magic resist. You know, most armor has armor resist or armor anyways, so you know that'll take care of that. Whereas magic resistance is a lot more annoying to get your hands on. Because
I don't run into magic players that often.
Mages?
Oh, we did, and we got fucked up.
I'm assuming Larkspur Prime is the way to go.
Literally any of these. They're all worth the same amount. I have Larkspur Prime. It's okay.
I know you do, Chris.
About it.
So I guess we're playing Dark and Darker
I'm
tomorrow.
gone. You know everything I have, okay? Oh, we're leaving?
You said you were leaving after this one.
Yeah.
After this mission? But okay.
We literally asked, so is this the last one? And you said yes.
Yeah, the last mission.
I guess, Chris, I'm prepared to suffer with you tomorrow.
Okay, that'll be fun. We'll suffer for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I don't have Darker and Darker. I would offer to do it.
That'd be great, Seth. We need a frontline tank that isn't me playing Rogue.
Hey.
Actually, since everything's reset, I could play someone other than Ranger, even though I'm just now getting used to it. Ranger's
like
fun.
you do so much fucking headshot damage.
True.
I'm like, once you get used to like aiming in actual combat as opposed to just fighting NPCs, you'll literally just shit on everyone.
True. Especially when I can actually like get some decent gear. Once I'm actually like a higher level.
Just like decent bows. Like if you do what I did where I bought like 5 of shit rapiers, but just like do that to like half decent bows. Like if you just bought a bunch of longbows that are like, you know, not great, but just not bad.
Okay, boys, hold on.